Okay. Here we go. I have my mic muted because I have been playing a ton of Metroid Prime 4. But before we get into all that, we're going to get into my first impressions, my thoughts, my modes that I've been... A lot of you guys are asking, what modes are you playing in? There's this, there's that. Well, we're going to go over everything. I've got my first impressions. I've got my amiibo. I gotta actually take them out. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, man. So yeah.
I have been playing Prime 4 and I was wrong about HDR. It's amazing in Prime 4 at least. Also, I actually love playing with mouse controls. 120 FPS. This doesn't even feel me typing this. Lol, tears of joy.
Yeah, you know what? I've tested out. I mean, I did HDR, although my capture card can't get it. But I did HDR on my monitor, and I've done HDR a little bit on my LG OLED, and yeah, the HDR is good. Like, I still don't think it's like, oh my gosh, it completely changes the world 10 times over, like Digital Foundry said. But it is nice, and it is definitely the best HDR that Nintendo's done in a first-party game so far. So I am gonna say, yeah, it is some good HDR. I mean, obviously it blows away Kirby, and it blows away a lot of the other games on Switch 2 that have HDR from what I've seen. But I also think like the art style also lends very well to the HDR too. So there's also a number of different things there. So yeah. Shout outs to lighting, and then also shout outs to Cyber Torso. We're getting blasted right now. Udabudos and lighting with
the amiibo would cost up here with tax to get music in the Metroid Prime Desert. So please hit me with some Metroid music, sir, when you can.
Yes, sir. Yes.
No amiibo lol.
Yeah, I think you can unlock it by scanning stuff too, though. So there's ways to unlock it normally in the game. I don't know all the details though, but yeah, you might want to look that up. Shout outs to Cyber Torch with the 43. Would it really cost? I don't even remember how much this cost. I just put it in my cart and went and picked it up at Best Buy this morning. I just bought it all this morning, like right before Best Buy opened, and they had my order ready to go. Big love to Cyber Torch with the big $43. Also, Lightning 1222 with the 10 says, keep up the good work, man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I really appreciate the donos. I appreciate that. Seriously, thank you guys. Remember, if you drop a dono though, Lightning, if you want some music, let me know. I know Cyber Taurus got some music in there. so yeah, Cyber Taurus, I'm gonna get your music playing here. 58. We're already pretty much at the hour-long extension. Let's go. And you said you wanted Metroid music. All right, let's get some Metroid music. $30. Okay, are they $30? I think, are they $30 each? Okay, yeah, I don't remember. I just put them in my cart and I bought them and I was like, oh, those are, I don't remember the price, and I just bought them today. That's the funny thing. Like, I don't even remember the price. Need the deets on the beef recipe. Remember to ask a wife. I will, and I will DM you that. If you are deep into Metroid, how are the other Federation losers? Are they noisy or do they go away? Or the one you are the ones I'm waiting on? Well, yeah, Miles goes away. If you're like lost or if you don't know what to do, I think he might chime in, or you can radio him in, or he might not say anything, just depending. I mean, he hasn't really said anything. He went back to his base, and then when you complete something, he might say, oh, well, that's done. Here's the next thing. Or, hey, oh, you got the power back on. But for the most part, yeah, he's at his base and he's chilling overall. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the Big 10, though. I do appreciate that. Shout outs, man. Thank you for the Big 10. When it comes down to that, thank you so much, man. Thank you, Switch After Dark. But no, I haven't ran into the other Federation soldiers. I've just ran into Miles. That's it. I just ran into Miles. I got my Viola. Just about to head into the desert part, stuff like that. But I've been doing like the optional, or not the optional. I've been doing the tutorial for the Viola bike. I enjoyed that. So there's a lot to get into, man. There's so much to get into today. Shout outs to Switch After Dark. Thank you for another 10. I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate it. I don't know, man. I'm going through. I actually laughed out loud a couple times. I know, believe it or not. And I know this sounds weird because everyone's been hating on Miles McKenzie, but I actually laughed out loud a couple times with him because it's so stupid. It's funny. And some of the stuff that he does or some of the stuff that he says, is just awkward because Samus is just looking at him like, all right, she don't even say nothing. So I think it's kind of funny. I don't know, but that's me though. He reminds me of Joker from Mass Effect. I like Joker, so you know, he just reminds me of Joker. That's who he reminds me of, and I like Joker, so maybe there's some Mass Effect people on board for this one. So shout outs to Cyber Taurus. Thank you for the support, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the big 43. Let's see here. No motion sickness outside of just a little bit. I did take a Dramamine pill, and I didn't even really need it until like the very one part where I kept on like kind of shooting a bunch of things and I was swinging back and forth in terms of the visor. That part, yeah, but it wasn't that bad. I think the 120 FPS smaller monitor that I'm playing on, you know, a little bit, it's not as zoomed in, maybe as other Metroid Prime games, maybe like the 4.3 compared to the 16:9. I'm not really sure, but I think the 120 FPS, more modern graphics, you know, non 480p or whatever, you know, better, sharper visuals and faster frame rate, is definitely helping me a little bit here. So yeah. But I mean, I could get nauseous though. I felt it, like I said, just at one part, just a little bit. But yeah, it wasn't too bad at all, man. I'm actually pretty happy, you know, with the results. I still kind of get a little confused where I'm going, because sometimes I'm a little bit directionally challenged with first-person games. But no, it's still good. It's still like I'm not really struggling too hard on this one. So shout outs to Cyber T. Let me get this Metroid music, though, first and foremost. Let's get some Metroid music. Big love to Crystal Ball C. Thank you for the 55 months. And PC Chalice, thank you so much for the 48 months of memberships. Appreciate that, guys. Let's go. Appreciate that support. Let's put another 6 on there. Keep me posted once you get a little deeper. You, Rush Dog, Thunderstash are going to be my barometers of this because you know what I like and what I don't. I mean, if you like Metroid Prime, then I would say just buy the game or just get the game because it's Metroid Prime. I don't know why people were trying to say it's not Metroid Prime. It plays exactly like Metroid Prime, but just like significantly better than any other Metroid Prime game in terms of controls, feeling, sound, like shooting. Like the controls in this game are wild. You can play the game with a Pro controller, and then you can have the gyro just built in. Anytime that you hold down the button, you can just instantly switch to gyro. They have fusion controls too, so you can play it with the split Joy-Con, and then you can instantly go to mouse mode and go right back if you want to do that, or you can instantly go to pointer mode and go right back to dual analog. This blows away Metroid Prime 3. This blows away Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 1. So from a pure just gameplay standpoint, it's not even close. This is the best playing. Along with the fluidity, the 120 frames per second, from a, like I said, just a visual gameplay standpoint, it's not even close. And I think I don't know why that's being undersold in a lot of the reviews, because that's what makes Metroid Prime great. It always was a really smooth and slick game to play, with interesting control schemes. With Metroid Prime 1 and Metroid Prime 2, or Metroid Prime Hunters, or Metroid Prime 3, they all had, with the exception of Metroid Prime 1 and 2, at least originally, they all had different control schemes. Prime Hunters, you play with the stylus, you know, Prime 3, you play with the Wii Remote, which was okay, but made it awkward for sometimes just moving around. You know, Prime 1 and 2, you had a little bit of like where you can hold down the button and move, like, you know, move your cannon, but you couldn't move yourself at the same time. Or you just did a lock-on. This game still has the lock-on system too, from Metroid Prime 1. So if you're into the lock-on system, it has that as well. So yeah, this game blows it away in terms of customization, features, controls. From a pure just gameplay standpoint, I mean, I can't see how anybody can sit there and say Metroid Prime 2, 3, or 1 plays better than this game. It just doesn't. Especially if you're playing it on original hardware. If you're playing it on, you know, on a GameCube, or if you're playing it on a Wii, the Wii version doesn't even include, you know, the standard controls for it. If you're playing it on Switch 1, that one does include a multitude of controls. I just don't know if it's implemented as great, just because of once again the 120 FPS, the new mouse mode, stuff like that. Which I did test out the mouse mode. I mean, it works. The controller's kind of thin though, So I don't know how long you'd be able to play comfortably with it. But I mean, if you got like a shell or something, I think it would work. But I think it actually works as a fusion. Like if you want to just play it, and then sometimes like when you need to really get a good shot in, just move to mouse mode real quick, and you can get that really precise shot. Because sometimes there's enemies that have like certain orbs or certain place, like you got to hit like precise, you know, on a certain spot. So I think that mouse mode is good for that. Like you can just instantly boom, and then you can go right back to dual analog. You can go right to gyro. It's like seamless between all of them. So somebody asked me about the first person, or about the 120 FPS mode. Really, you only feel the 120 FPS mode, and I did feel it a bit in mouse mode. That's the only time that I really felt it. If you're not in mouse mode, then I don't really think it's like a real thing. Like I just felt it was more fluid in mouse mode. That's it. Just the standard controls though work just fine. You know, so yeah. But either way, yeah. I'm like I said, I'm having a blast. I'm still a few hours in. Although I scan everything, so I'm not just rushing through the game. Like a lot of reviewers are just rushing through the game to get the review out. You know, to do whatever. So yeah. Metroid Prime 4, 18 years later, 80 on Metacritic is unacceptable. Sorry. I mean, it's one of those things to where it's like, Metacritic doesn't dictate how I feel about a game. So I'm going to give you guys my perspective. I'm not going to give you guys Metacritic's perspective. We already talked about Metacritic, SK. So if it's not good enough for you because you want to just believe what they say, that's fine. I always say, hey, play the game yourself. We didn't really wait 18 years for Metroid Prime. I mean, we've got other Metroid Prime games in between then, but if you're talking about the numbered game, yes, I get that, you know, but I'm playing the game, and if I think that right now, based off my initial gameplay, if you think Metroid Prime, I'll give Prime 1, but if you think Prime 2 or Prime 3 is better, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say because I'm playing it, and it blows those two games away from the beginning. Like I said, just the start. Now, that might change down the line. There might be some stuff that's, you know, way better in those games, but just from the start, Metroid Prime 4 blows Prime 2 and 3 out of the water. I don't really think there's anybody that's for real that's played through all three of those games all of those games recently and then plays Prime 4 and says, oh yeah, Prime 3 plays better, or Prime 2 is better. Like I'd be hard pressed to find people that truly believe that. I think a lot of people believe it in like what they played back then. But if they played Prime 2 and Prime 3 recently, like I did, just to kind of get ready, you know, I don't think you'd be saying that. Because I didn't want to think of like how I thought about Prime 2, you know, back in 2004, or how I thought about Prime 3 back in 2007. I replayed them. I didn't beat them all the way through, but I played through them just to kind of get ready for this one. And like I said, I'd be shocked to actually see somebody who plays them recently, not your memory of them, but plays them recently and says, oh yeah, Prime 4 plays way worse, or it's way worse. I'm sorry, I just can't. That's a hard thing for me to fathom after playing Prime 4 and being able to actually have great controls, great gameplay, smooth, super smooth. So yeah. Shout outs to Yoshi with the $5 as Metroid Prime 4 has finally launched after 18 years. The galaxy as peace. Yes. So yeah. People miss out on, yeah, I mean, like I said, I get it. People can be upset with your review score. You know, you can think that it's right, or you're upset, or you're saying after this many years it should have been higher. I feel you on that one. But here's what I will tell you. If you're a Metroid Prime fan, if you like Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, I definitely think you should at least try it out. You should definitely play it. Now, it's expensive, right? $70 or $60, and, you know, sometimes money's at a premium. You got to spend it on the games that you feel are the best games. But if you're a hardcore Metroid Prime fan, or if you played the previous games, I would not let somebody else's opinion, who you have no idea what their motive is or what their whatever is, I wouldn't let them, or a score, a Metacritic average, deter you from trying it out yourself and making your own decision, you know? So that's all I'll say on that. Like, I still think you should try it out yourself, and I just don't think that you should let Metacritic decide the be-all, end-all. After 18 years, you know, you've been waiting. You should not let them decide what you think is going to be good or not, you know, because 81's still a good score. Definitely not good enough for Metroid Prime numbered games. You definitely want it to be higher, which I talked about there. But like I said, after playing for the first number of hours, I'd be hard pressed to sit there and say, like, hopefully, I mean, unless there's a huge fall off with the psychic powers, with the abilities, with the levels, I'd be hard pressed to sit there and say Metroid Prime 2 or Metroid Prime 3 is better than this game. Once again, just starting out. Now I gotta finish and I gotta go through and I gotta keep playing, but I think a lot of people are remembering what they remember from when they played it 20 years ago, not what they play right now. So I mean, go back and play Prime 2 and see how you feel about it if you've played Prime 4. And I think you might be thinking, okay, hold up here. Wait a minute, hold up here. You know, or what you can just do is simply look at like Metroid Other M. Does anybody actually think that this game is only 1 point or 2 points better than Metroid Other M? Let's be real here. Nobody actually thinks that. The controls alone already make Metroid Prime 4 significantly better than Metroid Other M, because Metroid Other M doesn't even give you control schemes, doesn't even give you customization options, and that's what Metroid is about. Metroid is about having good controls and customization options. At least that's what it should be about. So the fact that Metroid Prime 4 just gives you, just off the top, does anybody actually think that it's close to Metroid Other M? I mean, of course not. So that's another reason why I say, like, I get you on the review scores. I feel you on that one, man. I said it was a disappointment as well. But do you really think it's actually close to Metroid Other M? I mean, like, it's clearly way better than Metroid Other M. And it's got a near score a point or two away from Metroid Other M. Like, let's just be real here. Justin with the 3.
Prime 4 is definitely one of the best looking Nintendo games. Also, it is kind of funny when Samus just stares at that Miles guy. Lol, as someone who always gets to the end but doesn't beat Prime games, I'm really enjoying my time with the game.
You'll probably beat Prime. That's the thing, like, Prime, the structure of Prime isn't built for you to just be going through and getting lost in labyrinths and wire things. Like, they separated it to where it still has that, but they're confined into the different areas. So you'll probably actually beat this one because it's not as confusing and it's not as crazy as trying to navigate a light world and a dark world and having labyrinths and having bubbles where you get your health zapped if you're in, like, Prime 2 is the most annoying Prime game. It's the most annoying Metroid game I've ever played in my life. Along, like, with the original NES Metroid game, Prime 2 is just annoying as hell. It is just absolutely annoying. You've got light and dark ammo. You're constantly switching back and forth between light and dark worlds, which can work if done properly, and it's done okay, but I just don't find that structure to be necessarily incredible, for me at least, my own personal thought process. That's why I never talk about, like, when have you ever heard me say, oh man, I love Prime 2? I've never said that, because I just don't think it's that great. I get why people like it, and I can respect it from a distance, but I don't think Prime 2 was like this, oh my god, incredible game that does all this stuff. It's difficult, and I like that, but it's difficult because it's annoying as hell. It's not difficult because, oh my gosh, it's like Dark Souls or something like that, or, you know, it's annoying. It's annoying difficult because you have to constantly go from one world to another, constantly switch ammo, constantly stay inside bubbles and shoot things around, because if you go out, you're gonna get hit with the darkness energy or whatever, or the light energy. Like, it's an annoying game, you know. So I'm still good though. The boss battles are still fun. The puzzles are still good. Like, Prime 2's not bad by any means. But yeah. Chrono Rig with the $5 dono. Thank you, Switch, for the $5 dono. I appreciate that. OG Metroid is goated. Yeah, OG Metroid is goated, but it's just annoying. It's also, OG Metroid is also very annoying. I mean, Metroid Other M is an okay game. If the game was, if it actually had good controls, Metroid Other M would be better than what it is. But with those controls, there's no way anybody's gonna tell me that Metroid Prime 4 is barely better than that game. So that's why I don't put all my stock into Metacritic reviews. I'm playing it myself, and now that I'm playing it myself, it's one of those things to where, sure, they're there, but my own opinion is gonna override random Metacritic reviewers that I have. That I don't know who they are. So that's the thing. So I'm, for people that are telling me, oh well, the Metacritics, it's like, I'm playing it, you know. So I don't know what some of you guys want me to do. You guys want me to not like it or say that it's bad because they don't like it? I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion, like I always do on everything. So yeah. I hope you're having a great day. I got Metroid Prime 4 today. Haven't played it yet. Nice. Let's go. Just got Metroid Prime 4. Can't wait to start. Nice. Let's go. I still remember drawing my own map as a kid, beating that one. Nice, nice. Yeah, like I said, it's not bad. Shout out to Chrono Rig. And he says, I'm loving Metroid Prime 4. Graphics are amazing and retro, in my opinion. It set the bar for other Switch 2 exclusives, and hopefully the other Nintendo dev can do it. I don't know if other devs are gonna, I mean, because like Metroid Prime, the focus is on graphics a lot for the game. I don't think every other dev is gonna want to do that. They're gonna want to do other things. But yeah, it's definitely a high bar for sure. It's a good game, but it's a good looking game, but it's still a Switch 1 game. So it's going to be interesting to see when Metroid Prime 5 comes out, or the next Metroid Prime game, you know, and like how good that game looks and kind of what they do, and take feedback from some of the parts that maybe they could have improved on or whatever, you know. So yeah, shout outs. Thank you so much, Chrono Rig. Thank you for the $5 dono. I appreciate that. Just finished Prime 1 Remastered, playing Prime 4 immediately after. So much better than Prime 1, and ain't even funny. I mean, and you know, here's the thing with that. And like, if you say that, you're gonna get called every single name in the book, right? You're gonna get called every single name in the book, and you're gonna get called this, you're gonna get called that, and they're gonna tell you this. But I mean, I think a lot of Prime 1 is based off of the time that it came out and what it did at that time, you know? And even if you played Prime Remastered, listen, guys, I've told you guys this before. I told you guys this again. I am not some type of Metroid Prime, you know, worshipper.
From OCS.
So,
obsessive compulsive scanning. I'm scanning everything.
Yep.
I walked back to where you first land to see if I could scan anything. It might take a while to beat at this rate, lol.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I'm not streaming it right away, because it's really boring. Because all I'm doing, Cyber Tourist, is scanning everything. And sometimes I just scan everything. And the funniest thing is that you never quite know what's going to actually give you a log entry. I mean, you have a good idea, but sometimes you just see a thing and you're like, what's that? And then you scan it. Oh, it's a hook rail thingy for a grappling hook. That goes into your logbook. I mean, which you probably would have ran into it anyway. But sometimes it just seems like random things are in your logbook and random things are not. So you have to eventually end up just scanning everything. I do wish the scanner was a little bit faster. But yeah, outside of that, it's still fun to scan and kind of read the different things. I fought a few different boss battles. The boss battles are really dope. The psychic power to control your shots is a lot of fun. The psychic moat puzzles are really cool. And it's just cool to see Samus go like this and act like, you know what I'm saying? She looks like she's like an Alakazam or something like that. It's just cool to see her go like this and go like that and use her psychic abilities. It's just dope. I mean, we're used to her just scanning, but now she's like an Alakazam Samus, scanning everything. So it's just dope. I like the little purple tint that goes across it. And like I said, yeah, like the combat, the controls, the fusion controls. Because like I said, I tried out everything. I tried out dual analog. I tried out dual analog with the Switch 2 Pro controller. I tried out split Joy-Cons. I tried out the fusion controls with motion aiming, motion aiming, and also mouse aiming. And yeah, like I said, there is a bit of a difference between the 120 That's where I found where 120 FPS is the biggest thing. Visually, I mean, I noticed a little bit of a difference maybe visually on my 4K TV, but it's not enough. You know, it's just not enough to say it's like, oh my god, it's such a bigger difference between the 1080p mode and the 4K mode. But yeah, I think that if you're using mouse controls or the Fusion mouse controls, definitely 120 FPS is the way to go, because it seems like it's just a bit snappier and more responsive, you know, at first before anything else, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. Switch After Dark with the flashes. I love Prime 1 Remastered, but it had its issue. Piss easy, no sequence breaking that I could find, and padding at the end. 12 McGuffs. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I think that Prime, Switch After Dark, I think that Prime 1 is a product of its time, you know, overall. And I'm not going to sit there and say that this game maybe doesn't have some of those issues too, in terms of that. Like, I don't think this game is too hard, which Metroid games are never too hard. Like, once you kind of know what you're doing, they're kind of easy to get through. I mean, you have a ton of HP. Like, the hardest Metroid game to me is like the original and the original Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Dread on the Dread mode. Like, I mean, that's the ultimate challenge. I mean, there's no harder challenge than playing Metroid Dread on Dread mode. It's one hit and you're done. So those are the 3 hardest Metroid games, so it's kind of scattered. Like, the original Metroid's hard just because it's ghetto. Metroid 2 is hard because it's annoying. Metroid Dread is actually hard because, okay, like, you gotta be super skillful at this game, you know? Although Metroid Dread can be very annoying too, but I mean, if you're playing on Dread mode, it's one hit, you're done, you know? One hit, you're done. So yeah, plus you can have, like, the one life mode where you gotta go back to the beginning or whatever, so... It's like, yeah, like, that game, Metroid Dread is, like, the hardest if you stack all the chips against yourself. Metroid 2 is hard because it's annoying. And Metroid, the original Metroid's hard because it's ghetto. So yeah. But yeah, the rest of the Metroid games aren't really too hard, overall. This one, I mean, I'm not close to dying, and you can't, I mean, I do wish that the hard mode was unlocked from the beginning. That's another complaint that I have, is that, like, I feel that there should have been, like, hard mode from the beginning, and then, like, a super hard mode. So I wish there was that, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. Right now, like, I'm just shooting, I'm fighting, like, there's a couple times where I got kind of pushed around a bit. It was a boss that I didn't know what to do, so I kept on messing up, so it was kind of cooking me, but there was refillable energy, you know? I'm guessing on the hard mode, it's not going to give you all those health pickups, you know? So yeah. I mean, the scanning on Prime 1 definitely felt like a chore, at times. On Prime 4, I mean, you don't have to scan on Prime 4, but you can scan, obviously, but... I'm trying to compare my gameplay, and I think Prime 4 scanning can feel like a chore at times, but maybe it's not as much as a chore because the segments are split up into multiple different areas instead of just one big interconnected labyrinth, you know? So maybe it makes things feel a little bit different because, I mean, obviously you're not scanning, or you're not... I mean, you can scan while you're on your motorcycle, but that's a bit different. Like, if you're scanning on your motorcycle, that doesn't feel the same as scanning... you know, little different items and different things when you're inside. So I think that's still probably an issue. But once again, I need to play more just to kind of see, like, how it feels. But I mean, the written text when you scan is so interesting, you know? It's such an interesting, like, there's a lot of interesting stuff in the game, you know? So yeah. Yo, shout outs to Clabby! You're not late, you're right on time, buddy! Yo, let's go! I'm late to the stream, DK music. Also, Cyber Taurus, you get me some more music too, brother. Get me some more music too. Shout outs to Clabby with the big $50 dono. Combo breakers. Man, 151 on the overclock, guys. Yo, I appreciate that. Shout outs. That really does help out. I didn't have another video for you guys, so I'm sorry. But as you guys know, I'm busting my butt to get you guys the streams and the content. And I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. It helps keep me going, man. So thank you guys so much. Thank you. Where I can actually focus in. Like today, I didn't worry about another video. All I did was get my impressions. All I did was play. My wife was super supportive. You know, she was taking care of the baby today. You know, I was able to go to Best Buy, pick up all my stuff. She was interested. She cooked me lunch. My lunch break. She came in and said, "Hey, you want lunch?" So I played for like 2.5 to 3 hours, and then I ate lunch, and then I took a little bit of a break, then I got back at it, and then I actually was playing up until I have to like get ready for the stream today. So I put a ton of time in, you know, but the key to this was I let her know beforehand, and I also promised her, you know, she's gonna be able to go to the little spa thingy. I'll take care of that for her. So so I mean, she would have done it anyway, but you know, she's being awesome. She's being great. Let me get some DK music for you, man. All right, give me 1 second. Let me pause this one. Let me go over here. Wait, is this? What is this? Oh, okay, cool. Donkey Kong music. All right. You know, I'm gonna want some Chrono Trigger copyright music. Okay, yeah, I got you on Chrono Trigger. Let's go. We can do that too, man. Let's get the Donkey Kong main theme. Shout outs. Thank you so much, Clabby. I appreciate that, fam. Let's get the limit break too. Let's get the limit break as well. So far, let me see. I think the first episode rate seems overstated so far. Yeah, you know, like, here's the thing, guys. Let me talk about Miles. Let me talk about Miles real quick. Okay, that froze for some reason. Let me talk about Miles real quick. Like I said, I get it for purists. I get it for people like... Here's the thing with Miles, and here's the thing with the other Federation troopers. If you valued Metroid Prime as you're this lone heroine on a planet, and that's why I like the game, and that's what's important about the game, and that's what makes the game great, then I can understand some of the rage with having other Federation troopers or other people or whatever the case is. Now, once again, I never valued Metroid because of that. That's not what I said. My brother, like when we played Metroid, we weren't like, oh my God, we're by ourselves and there's nobody to save us. Like, ooh, like that's not what we played Metroid for. That's not the focus. I never even thought about that. It was just, yeah, you're like a lot of games you're by yourself. Like in the NES era, there's a lot of games where it's just you, where there's not a ton of other people that are communicating with you or, you know, or whatever. I don't know why my green screen's going crazy. There's a lot of games that are like that. So I never thought of it that way. Even with Metroid Prime on the GameCube, once again, I never thought of it that way. You know, because you have the Chozo there, you have other people that do talk to you. So I never thought about it in some type of, that's the reason why that makes the game great. The reason why I played Metroid Prime is because, one, I like, you know, I like the atmosphere. I like, you know, the shooting. I like Samus as a character, even though she doesn't talk much, but I like her as a character. And I just like the gameplay. I liked, okay, you get this power, you go over here, you do this. Okay, you get this power, you get this ability, you do this. That's what I liked about Metroid. It really wasn't because I put myself into some 6'3" blonde woman. Like that's not, I never had any type of fantasy like that. Like, oh, I'm Samus and I'm some 6'3" power suit blonde woman. I just played it because I thought it was dope. You know what I'm saying? I only put myself in the shoes of Barrett. I can relate to Barrett. I look like Barrett. I am Barrett. So yes, I can relate to that. And I've had a cannon on my arm that's a machine gun before. So I can relate to Barrett, but I cannot relate to Sam. No, I'm joking with all that, guys. I'm joking. No, but I never saw Metroid Prime like that. I just played it because I thought it was fun. Now, once again, there are people, obviously, because of the atmosphere and because of the isolation and all that, that's why they played, or that's what they like about it, or that's what they're cool with. And if that's what your identity is with the game or what the series is, then okay. You know, but with Metroid Dread, you had Ravenbeak talking up a storm at every single save point. You know what I'm saying? Like so to me, you have Adam talking up a storm in Metroid Fusion. So to me, it was never really a big deal, you know?
It's nice to be able to swap easily to 120 or 60 FPS fast.
Mm-hmm.
I have bad flashbacks to when I played PC, and some games have to reset when you change some settings.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's yeah, exactly. That's why it's good that you can just do it right then and there, you know? Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for another 3, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, so for me, at least, you know, Justin, and for everybody here, I always saw it as like it was fun because of the gameplay, because of the missiles, the powers, the super missiles, the big ball, like, you know, rolling into a morph ball. I thought that was cool. The morph ball segments, the boss battles. That's what I always thought was fun about Metroid, not because I'm by myself. That's not that. I mean, you know, and I never even heard that type of stuff until now. Like that's the first time that I've been hearing people even emphasize that. I didn't care. I don't care. I don't care if there's like Metroid's fun because Metroid's fun. You know, not because I am some type of lone isolation thing, which Metroid Prime 3 doesn't have that, obviously. So yeah, well, I mean, in some ways, but yeah, that's just kind of how I see it, you know? Would you compare it to Zelda? I mean, some people are comparing it to Zelda, like with Ocarina of Time with the desert area. I mean, a lot of games have hub worlds though, so I mean, I guess you can compare it to a lot of games in that sense, you know? It's weird to me to judge a game based off of predetermined expectation rather than what's actually in the game itself. Yeah, and I think that's the reason why some of the scores are lower. It's not based off the actual game. They're basing it off of, I expected this and I didn't get this, so it's bad. But if you actually go back and play those games and compare it blow for blow, game for game, feature for feature, Metroid Prime 4 blows away Prime 2 and Prime 3. If you want to talk about annoying or slogs to get through, if you're talking about the desert area is nowhere near as annoying or as bad as traveling back and forth between light and dark worlds. That is annoying. It was incredibly annoying. You can get lost very easily. You know, in that one. So, like I said, it's hard for me as someone who recently played those games and played them and beat them back then. It's hard for me to sit there and say right now at the start that Metroid Prime 4 is like the worst or worse than Prime 2 or Prime 3. I mean, Prime 3 also has multiple planets with ship combat, ship stuff that's going on at times, like where you can drop missiles down, and certain different things, you know, that are in the game. But the controls, at least the default controls for Metroid Prime 3 are good, but it creates issues like if you you know, don't want to use motion controls. Like, let's say you want to use dual analog, you can't. There's no option for that. So it's hard for me to say that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are just these way better games. Nostalgia will maybe keep people from saying Metroid Prime 1, you know, is the best, and I get all that. But I think a lot of people, if you don't praise Metroid Prime 1, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 as like the holy grail of everything, I think you might find Prime 4 better. If you aren't some type of psycho Prime 1 is the greatest thing ever, you know, which is once again okay, there's nothing wrong if you think that. Prime 1's very good, and I do like Prime 1 a lot, but I like Dread and I like other Metroid games, and I like other franchises that Nintendo has more. Prime 4 kind of, like I said, makes things a bit more modernized. So for me, that's not necessarily crazy or gung-ho on Prime 1, 2, and 3, and traditional. I'm like, okay, and I think it's almost the same reason why I like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom a lot more than previous Zelda games. Like, hardcore Zelda fans are like, that's like, no, you can't have, like, there's no way, right? Like, Ocarina of Time's the greatest thing ever, and I'm like, I play Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, yeah, I like Breath of the Wild more, you know. So, and it switches things up, right? It's not the same at all. Then I'm not saying that Metroid Prime 4 is as good as Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not saying that because I need to play more. But I'm just saying I'm not opposed, at least in this respect, to some of the changes that they've made so far. I gotta play through more though. Shout outs to Rags with the Jonin tier pledge. Welcome back to the Jonin tier pledge, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Shout outs. Let's see here. It says Ravenbeak was badass, not cringe. Yeah, but he talks way more than these Federation troopers or Miles or anything like that. So, like, at least from what I know. And once again, I played through. Miles is in the game. I don't see him as super cringe. Once again, I like Joker though. I like Joker from Mass Effect, and Miles reminds me of Joker from Mass Effect. So I think that's just part of it. And I also like JRPGs, and JRPGs have characters that are kind of like this, or it's kind of silly dialogue. And I know it's not a JRPG, but it's never something that really bothers me in any type of game. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me in any type of game. And like I said, Ravenbeak just keeps on blabbing for forever. I mean, Miles never does, from my playtime so far, you know. Yoshi with the $20 dono. It says 99% of scans in Prime 4 seem to be green, whether you've actually scanned it or not. I don't understand why they did this. The old system of red, yellow, and green was perfect. I don't understand why the scan system they have now. Well, most of the stuff is green, and then certain stuff that you need to activate is yellow. So that's what I've seen so far, is that, and it worked fine for me. Maybe more colors makes it more confusing. But yeah, if it's green, you can scan it. If it's yellow, it's an interactive thing. And that's pretty much, it's just two different things. So you know, this stuff you need to scan, this is an activation. So I think that makes it simple. Instead of having 3 or multiple different colors, you just have 2. Green, you can scan it. Yellow, it's activation. That's it. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate that, Yoshi. And thank you so much. Let's get this next Chrono Trigger music up. Chrono Trigger music theme. We got to get a remix though. Shout outs to Yoshi, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for the big 20, brother. Seriously, thank you so much. We're gonna get Shala's theme remixed up. Let's go. Let's get Rags on here as well. Thank you so much, man. How linear is the game? My favorite thing about Metroid games is exploring the world and finding all the upgrades. I mean, it has all of that within 5 smaller segments. So you're going to be doing that and going backtracking and doing stuff like that. Once you get a certain power, you got to go back to that place and get it. So that's still intact when it comes down to that. Game of series, Metroid isn't a new game. It's perfectly reasonable. Okay, what's Huddy talking about? I missed that. It's weird to me, just predetermined expectations rather than what's actually in the game itself. Yeah, like I said, Superpower Man's not wrong. Like, I get why some people would do that, but like I said before, some people are actually basing everything off of that, not actually how good or bad in terms of how it plays. They're basing everything. I'm not a lone warrior. There's other characters, but you got to also talk about the gameplay. And too many times I saw in some reviews where they literally brushed off 120 FPS. They brushed off the fusion gameplay modes. They brushed off the combat. They brushed off too many things that were important when it comes to Metroid Prime to talk about isolation or to talk about characters. And it's like, you got to talk about what makes Metroid Prime even Metroid Prime in the first place, and that's the actual combat. Without that actual combat and that first-person perspective and the controls, you don't have a great game. You don't have a foundation to build upon. So I think that's the problem that I see right there. It's like too many times some people, some reviews, it's like they didn't even care that this gameplay is like the greatest gameplay in the series by a large margin. Especially if you're trying to compare it to Metroid Prime 3. Like, that game, Wii Remote and Nunchuck only. No other control schemes. I mean, it wasn't bad, though. Like, it controlled well, but you'd like to have some options, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. Playing it like Prime 3 on Wii works shockingly well. It does. It works shockingly well, but you can also, if you want to play it with dual analog, you can. If you want to lock on, you can. Like, I like the fact that it can switch, and I think, to me, that is a big barometer in how, like, for me, how a game plays is really important. On a scale of 1 to 10, controls are like an 11 for me. That is really important. You know, yes, gameplay controls are like really important. Characters and story are important, but they're not as important to me as the gameplay, especially in a game like Prime. Prime is a really gameplay focused game. It's never really been a huge story-based game. I mean, there is story, but it's really more about lore than it is about story and storytelling. Like, the way that they tell the story sometimes is just through, a lot of times, not even barely any audio or barely any talking. It's not like it's Xenoblade Chronicles. That's what I'm trying to say. It's, you know, kind of more hands. It's kind of almost feels sometimes like they're storytelling like Elden Ring. It's kind of like hands off. You gotta have to scan things to understand like a lot of the backstory and lore, and like you gotta watch videos on YouTube to truly understand everything that's going on, you know. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. At least Metroid Prime in the past. This one's a little bit more because they have more talking in this game. But it kind of also built off of what Prime 3 did, but maybe it's not quite the same though. Not quite the same. So yeah, do you think Nintendo made? Do you talk about Nintendo being insanely greedy? RGT says so. I didn't see RGT's video, so I don't know. I don't know what's insanely greedy, but we always know Nintendo's insanely greedy. So I agree. Okay, yes, I agree. Every company's insanely greedy. So whenever someone's greedy, I just agree. I just say yes, they're greedy. Yes. So there you go. I don't have to watch. Yes, I agree. Back and forth, like a real Metroid game. Go figures. Yeah. Loved how Federation troopers are at the beginning would talk to Samus, give her map coordinates, kind of like that stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, if you're not like a super hardcore purist and Metroid Prime should be by yourself, and how dare Samus not talk to anybody else or anything. Like, if you don't mind and you want to actually just play a game and see some characters and like what the lore of the Federation troopers are, or having some other people around while still being by yourself most of the time. I mean, Samus, you're still exploring by yourself. You're still fighting and doing all that. Like, it's not like Federation troopers and Miles McKenzie are fighting all the boss battles with you. That doesn't happen in the game from what I've played so far. So yeah. This is paywalled music in the desert area. Apparently, you can actually scan things and get the music. You can scan it and you can unlock the music without the amiibo as well, from what I understand too. So I think you have to do quite a bit of stuff, but you can actually scan it and get the music unlocked there too. But I mean, like, that's not really a big part of the game anyway. I mean, it's just some music. Like, it's not like it's a hyper mode like in Metroid 2 or Metroid Samus Returns, where they have a whole mode locked behind an amiibo. Like, you can play whatever music on your phone if you really want music. You can play that music on your phone while you play the game. So, I mean, so at least it's not a hyper mode locked behind an amiibo, which that's what Metroid Samus Returns did, which I do not like that at all. I mean, I have the amiibo, but I don't like that at all. Like, some music on a desert, like, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, I wish it would have been in there, but it's not like anything crazy to me. I mean, I have the amiibo anyway, so I got it anyway. I haven't even opened it yet though, so yeah. Spent quite a bit of time there. No music feels strange. Yeah, like I said, you can unlock it, but yeah, I don't know how much time you spend. I mean, you use it just to get from one area to another. I mean, you definitely spend way more time from what I've experienced, you spend a lot more time in the actual dungeon areas. I don't think you spend a ton of time in the desert. You just use that to get to one area to another area, unless you want to like explore around and all that. But there really isn't a ton to do out there from what I've seen. So yeah. Yeah, green just used mean to scan it. Just more sense to me. What they do now and everything besides activate buttons being green. Yeah, like to me it's just easier because you don't got to worry about multiple different colors. It's just if it's green, scan it, If it's yellow, it's an activation. That's it. So to me, I've adjusted pretty quickly, you know, to that. Ain't no way complain about music desert. I mean, I get why some people would be upset. Like, it makes sense. It's like, why don't they just have it there? Just like I said, just as long as they don't lock any type of gameplay modes behind Amiibo, that's when I get kind of like, okay, if there's like a hyper mode or like a different, like a, you know, super hard mode, or if there's like, oh, you can get all of this extra content, if that's locked behind Amiibo, then I have a big issue like I did with Metroid Samus Returns. Let's see here. So yeah, what's up, OJ? Dreamcast guy hates Metroid Prime 4. That's fine by him. Like I said, he has his stuff that he likes, what he doesn't like. So yeah, if he doesn't like it, then he doesn't like it. I'm playing it. I'm liking it so far. I find it hard pressed to sit there and say how it's not better than Prime 2 and Prime 3 at least. So yeah. But yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't. I'll be honest. Shout outs to Dreamcast guy, but I don't know what his motivations are at this point. I'm not trying to discredit what he says because Dreamcast guy is cool, but I mean, there's a lot of times I've heard some of his reviews and I'm like what, you know? So shout outs to him, but yeah, if he doesn't like it, then he doesn't like it. He's allowed to not like it, you know. But like I said, I don't know. I didn't watch his review. I'm playing the game myself, and I can only go off of what I think and my own personal playtime. And like I said, I did play Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Prime Remastered back in 2023. And I can't sit here and think, I mean, like, if you like Prime 2 and you like Prime 3, I don't see how you sit there and play Prime 4 and say, oh my god, this game's terrible, in comparison. At least in my opinion. So yeah. So we just finished the first 2 hours of Prime 4. I was grinning the entire time. Game is peak. Yeah, shout outs, man. Glad you like it. So yeah, he needs Muda to keep fixing. He needs the Muda to keep fixing his teeth. That's the motivation. Listen, like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I disagree with a lot of things in terms of some, like, certain games that he likes and stuff that I don't. I mean, like, he thinks Death Stranding's great. I don't like Death Stranding. I don't think that game's great at all. He even said at one point he thinks that Death Stranding is as good as like Metal Gear Solid, like the older Metal Gear Solid games, like Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear Solid the original. So I mean, and I disagree with that hardcore. Like we had a back and forth about that on the Spawncast back when Death Stranding came out. So I mean, we have different tastes in games, so everyone's gonna have their own what they like and what they don't like, and I'm gonna get copyrighted here. And I am going to get copyrighted here. Oh, that sucks. Either way. So yeah, but everybody has their own opinion, you know. So yeah, his opinion is just as valid as anybody else's, and sure, his opinion, of course, is just as valid as anybody else's opinion. But Eye of Thunder, now that you're here, I want to talk to you, my boy, because on my comment section of the live stream that I had the other day, somebody was calling me a name, calling me fanboy and all this type of stuff, and then you kind of agreed with them. So I want you to go ahead and explain right now, if you want to discuss or debate what I was saying or what the issue of what I was saying last time that I had that one stream. I saw you commenting on that. So everybody's opinion is valid, right? Including mine. But you seem to not think mine was valid. You seem to think mine was not valid, or mine was fanboy and other stuff. So I want to talk to you, my boy. Everybody's opinion's valid, right? Including mine, right? Because it didn't sound like you thought that the other day on the comment section. So go ahead and explain. Since everybody's opinion is valid, right? Go ahead and explain, because it seems like you were trying to invalidate what I thought too. You just said it's fanboy nonsense, right? No, I am gonna expose you like that. No, I am. Because this is the problem that I have with some of you guys. When it confirms what you think, it's, oh, they're right. But if it doesn't confirm what you feel, it's fanboy. You're this, you're that, right? So people's opinions are okay when you feel the same way, right? I said his opinion is valid. He can have it. I can disagree, but he can have it. He's entitled to say his opinion, but I'm going to disagree from my own personal playthrough. Once again, I don't know what his playthrough's like. I didn't read his review or watch his review. I don't know if he's rushing through the game to get out a video. I don't know if he's trying to just do that because he feels it's going to get more people to watch the channel. I don't know. I personally don't know, like, what everything goes into it Like I said, I don't know. I just know that a lot of times he just spoils a lot of stuff for me, so I don't really watch the vids because he'll spoil the hell out of stuff. So I don't really be watching Dreamcast guys. I watch some of his news videos and stuff, but when it comes to his reviews, he be spoiling the hell out of things. Like he used to spoil stuff from the Spawncast. So I kind of opt out on that because I don't want to get spoiled with a lot of the stuff, especially on Nintendo exclusives, you know, Nintendo games. So I don't really watch like that. But his opinion's valid too. Nobody's saying that his opinion is not valid. So yeah, man. Let's see here. So, apologize. Oh, I appreciate. I accept the apology. I appreciate that. Just be careful next time, my man. You come in here saying that his opinion's valid and all that, but you were just saying mine wasn't. You were just saying I'm a fanboy and all this just the other day, right? So keep the same energy. If his opinion, if everybody else's opinion is valid when you agree with it, make sure my opinion's valid too, all right, man? So just keep the same energy. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to not have your own opinion. You're allowed to have it. You can disagree with mine. That's cool. You can disagree with his. That's cool. You can do whatever you want. But keep the same energy. Not name calling. Not, oh, fanboy. Oh, you're irrational. No, not none of that. When it's not what you like or when it's not what something that you agree with, all right? So just keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. I said this to my friends, but in the era switch to where YouTubers and journalists will continue to lie and make misinformation to make money, it gets them views. Yeah, like I said, I got to be careful. You know, got to be careful. So yeah. OJ remember his viewers. Well, the thing about it, there was a comment on there that somebody left, and I was responding back to him, and the guy even said, "Okay, my bad. You know, I see what you're saying and all that." Because I brought up the point, like, listen, man, do you really think this game is near Metroid Other M? Like with these review scores, do you really think it's close? Like, do you honestly think it's Metroid Other M is as good as it or near it? Like, nobody actually thinks that, but they're saying, oh yeah, the scores are whatever. The scores are there. Like, you better think that way. You better be angry. You better be mad. See what they're saying. You better agree with it. So you also have to agree with Metroid Other M scores being like that too, right? So you think they're close? I mean, come on now. So when I put it that way, the guy was like, oh, well, I guess, maybe I need to watch it. I'm like, bro, come on. Let's be real here. People don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear me say that because it completely invalidates their anger. Once again, you don't have to like something. You don't have to think it's great. I'm not saying anybody has to, but from my own personal gameplay and from what I'm seeing, I do not see this game being close to Metroid Other M. Now, once again, Metroid Other M was 15 years ago now at this point. 2010 or was it 2009? One of those two. It was 15 years ago. So it was a long time ago. Reviews are different at this point. But once again, as somebody who remembers Metroid Other M, I played through that game multiple times. And as somebody who's played Metroid Prime 2 and 3 recently, it's hard pressed for me to sit there and look back at the scores that 2, 3, and Metroid Other M got and be like, oh yeah. Or even Hunters. I played Hunters. And, you know, like, that's an 85. Like, is Metroid Prime 4 worse than Hunters? I mean, come on now, guys. Let's be real here. People are just taking this. Some reviewers are just taking this and comparing it to Metroid Prime 1 and Lone Warrior or whatever the case is. Like, that's what's going on here. That's the honest truth. Because I think Prime 1 came out. Well, that's my honest opinion. I don't know if it's the truth because I can't get into the mind of everybody else. But my honest opinion is that people like Prime 1. They got Prime 1 remastered, and that's held to this unachievable standard. And if you don't do exactly what Prime 1 did, then I'm going to be angry. And that's what it sounds like. Like I said, because I find it very, 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 very... I don't think the people who are sitting there and say that this game is just bad think that Prime 2 and Prime 3 are better if they played it recently. I just can't believe that people actually think that. And if they do, then that's fine. They're allowed to think that. They're allowed to have that opinion. But I find that hard to believe. The same thing goes with Metroid Other M. I find that hard to believe that it's near Metroid Other M. It's just not. So yeah. My favorite game of the year is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Huge Donkey Kong fanboy. Kirby Air Ride is definitely the most fun game. 2 hours Metroid Prime for so far. Okay. I just want to say I appreciate you watching your videos and streams. You're not a fanboy. You're a person that looks at the facts and afraid of not saying that. Love it. Yeah, I mean, once again, everyone's allowed to have their opinion too. Like if you want, people call me names all the time, and that's fine too. I don't got a problem with that. You know, that's cool. You know, but like I said, I try to do my best. Like I try to be logical. I try to do my best. I try to be fair about things. I try to keep the same energy when it comes to, you know, whatever, Microsoft, Sony, blah, 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 whatever the case is, right? So I try to keep my same energy. So yeah. Elp with the $1.99 says, what did games have to be 90 plus to not be a failure? Yeah, I mean, games don't have to, but people are comparing it to Prime 1, 2, and 3. You know, Prime 1, 2, and 3 all have a 90 plus Metacritic score. So yeah. All right, Saucy. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Calm down. You're just trolling. Just relax. Relax, okay? This is not that type of stream, fam. All right? Just relax. Let's see. You getting called out. Hey, listen, man. I don't usually say nothing, but honestly, Eye of Thundera, you've done it a few times now, and I let it slide. So I pulled a receipt on that one. I don't know if you watch wrestling, but I definitely had to hit you with the receipt. Like I said, I'll let a few things slide. But you kept kind of doing it spotty, and I just happened to catch it this time. But usually I let stuff slide, guys. I mean, I'm not in the comment section like that, responding and getting it, because like a lot of people write crazy stuff, you know, to me, or write a bunch of stuff that I think is like, okay, yeah, whatever. But like I said, with that one, you've been doing it a few times, so I had to check you on that one. Especially if you show up in my like on my live stream too. I mean, I don't mean to call you out and make you feel bad. I ain't trying to do that, but you did it one too many times to catch my eye. That's not the only time you've done that. You've done it a few times. So I mean, that's all it was, man. But like I said, you're entitled to your opinion. Like, I ain't gonna ban you. I ain't gonna time you out or nothing. But yeah. So yeah. Let's see here. I don't think anyone is saying below 90 is a failure because they say the game is worse than Prime Hunters is wild talk. But that's what I'm saying, like, Steve. It's like they're using the review score. Some people are using the review score to see, oh, this is bad, right? They're saying, look at the review score instead of actually the game itself. And like I said, I think these games came out a really long time ago, so it's really hard to even just compare it in the first place. If Metroid Prime 4 came out 15 years ago, it would have got a 90. It might have got a 90 plus score. It would have got a higher score than it got now. I think it's because of the long wait. I think it's because, once again, some people, isolation people, you know, or whatever. But it's hard pressed for me to see like Metroid Prime 3 got a 90 with the lack of options and the lack of, I mean, and Metroid Prime 2 got a 92, 93. It's hard for me right now. Like I said, I'm still early. Let me get through the game. But it's hard for me to sit there and say, oh yeah, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are 10 points better, like 12 points better. No. Like, no. Metroid Prime 2, 12 points better? No, absolutely not. Metroid Prime 3, 10 points better? Probably not. I gotta play through more though, guys, but probably not. Probably not. So that's all I'm trying to say. That's it. But like I said, these games came out 20 plus years ago. It's really hard to compare it in terms of today's standards to 20 years ago. And that's my bad because I'm stupid, because I actually did that. I actually compared and thought, oh, well, because it was this, it was going to be this. Or, I mean, I tried to compare it, and I even tried to compensate for stupidity. I even tried to compensate for like, oh, okay, they're going to zap it maybe 3 or 4 points from Metroid Prime 3. So Metroid Prime 3 was a 90. All right, probably underneath that. You know, maybe like a 80, 87 to 90 range, somewhere in there. But yeah, I'm thinking more 87. That's what I was saying the whole time, 87. Man, I underestimated it even more, you know, so yeah. But another thing, it's like, I don't understand why, like, when I look at some of the stuff on there, speaking of the reviews, I don't understand why it's like Eurogamer Portugal, Eurogamer Se Habla Español, Eurogamer Spain, Eurogamer Netherlands, like, bro, it's all like 15 Eurogamers all giving Metroid Prime 4 the same score. 3 out of 5 or 6 out of 10. Like, bro, nobody got a different opinion in all those different countries? Like, what ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Classic. Like, bro, what is this? Like, and they all gave it the same score. You ain't got nobody that thought differently? Like, what is this? So I just see like 15 different Eurogamers, all with the same score, and I'm like, okay, what's all that about, bro? So that's why it's hard for me to look at it like seriously. You know what I'm saying, fam? It's like, okay. But I guess that's been a thing. I've seen it before. And like in my review roundups, I try to not go over all the different Eurogamers or all the different like branches of Eurogamer, like IGN Spain, IGN Africa, IGN this. It's like, bro, just one IGN. We don't need 15 denominations of IGN or 15 denominations of Eurogamer, bro. Like, oh my gosh, man. So yeah. But it's kind of hard to think that you have 3 or 4 different places and like different people reviewing that all came to the same exact score. That just seems hard for me to fathom, without something else happening there. But once again, I don't know. IGN Antarctica, you know what I'm saying? IGN, like, so yeah, like, it's just, like I said, and whenever I do my review roundups, like, obviously, I don't include, sometimes I might say 1 or 2, but I don't include, like, all their freaking different branches. It's just, whatever the main one is, that's what I go with, you know? IGN Zimbabwe, let's see here. 6 out of 10 would be like nothing outstanding about it, right? But also nothing broken. Yeah, that's about what it is. But it's a 3 out of 5. So 3 out of 5 doesn't necessarily translate directly to 6 out of 10. But on the scale of Metacritic, it does. I think a 3 out of 5 is more like a 7 out of 10. If you were to give it like what the literal interpretation of it is. But unfortunately, you know, that's not what 3 out of 5 does on their 10-point scale at Metacritic or 100-point scale. So you've got to just translate it out to a percentage. The percentage is 6. It's a 6 out of 10. So unfortunately, that is a review score tanker right there. Especially if you're trying to get like a 85, 86, 87. A lot of those 6s are gonna bring that down because that's 2 points over where you need to be, right? So yeah. OJ, remember the brothership. Remember. How's Metroid Prime 4? I'm enjoying it so far. I'm like 3 or 4 hours in. I just got done doing some of the bike stuff in the game. I'm enjoying it, man. Like, I think it's fun. I think the controls are great. The frame rate, graphics are really good. Music's been great so far. Boss battles have been pretty good. Some annoying boss or two, but some of the main boss battles have been good. Some of like the sub bosses have been really good too. And yeah, it's like I said, it's super smooth and plays great. So I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, I got to play more. I got to do more of the desert stuff. I got to do more of the other things. But so far, it's been fun, man. I'm enjoying it. IGN USA 5 out of 10. IGN Spain 9 out of 10. By the way, would you rate that game? Brothership? I probably have to play more of Brothership to give it a rating. Like, I haven't played enough of it. I mean, I did put like 20 plus hours in, or 15, I think 15 hours in, but I'm waiting for a Switch 2 patch. If they do a Switch 2 patch, then I'll really kind of finish that one out, just because it's kind of crusty. The loading times and some of the other things are kind of crusty with that game. So let me get that Switch 2 patch. So yeah, then I can kind of go through. What's up, House Gang? So yeah. See, like 75% of the reviewers aren't even credible. I'm not going to sit there and say that 75% of the reviews or the reviewers aren't credible. I'm not going to invalidate all of their opinions like that. They're allowed to have their opinions. But, I mean, I will also say this. You're allowed to feel that their stuff is not legitimate. You're allowed to feel that way. I'm not going to do that. They're allowed to, like, I'll reference it. But once again, like, I'm playing myself, so it's hard for me to sit there and think that this game is near Metroid Other M. Like I said, I know I keep on bringing that back up, or it's like a thing, and I get it. Like, it's a different era. You can't do it compared, like, straight up. But, like, it's hard to... People are using old reviews to say this is bad. They're using Metroid. See, look, Metroid Prime 1, Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3. Okay, so if we're going to use old reviews, we're going to use old reviews, right? And so, like, it's hard for me to sit there and say that it's near Metroid Other M, you know? Since that's also a game that's newer than all the Prime games, all the mainline Prime games, you know? So So yeah, man. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, VR, my lips are fine, man. Don't worry about. Don't worry. I mean, I know you like gazing and looking into the succulent lips of men, which is okay. I don't hate you for swing. I mean, whatever way y'all swing, but just chill, bro. I'm actually married, you know, so I mean, it's okay. You don't stare too much. And if you got a problem, if you feel like they're too chapped, even though they're not, but if you feel like they're too chapped or something, feel free to just use the audio. Just listen to audio only, my man. But yeah, no need to act weird, brother. No need to act weird. We're just gonna time you out. It's okay. If you want to go get something done real quick and come back, I'll give you about 10 minutes. So you can go do that and then come back and hopefully you'll calm down, okay? Thanks, I appreciate it, fam. Peck W424 with the $25 dono and says, hope everyone is having a lovely Thursday. I know this is a completely delusional part of me, but I hope we get something for Xenoblade at the Game Awards. Yeah, we're not getting anything Xenoblade at the Game Awards. Yeah, we're not getting anything Xenoblade at the Game Awards, fam. No, that's not happening. That is not happening. You know, but it would be nice. It would be super nice if we did. I'm guessing we'll get something from the Duskbloods. I think the Duskbloods is probably something that we will get, just because that audience is like, From Software is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, not now though, because they got a Switch 2 exclusive, but they usually are the greatest thing since sliced bread. So, you know, Elden Ring, Sekiro, Dark Souls 3, From Software, they win a lot of awards at the Game Awards, right? A lot of the audience that you know that likes From Software games tune into the Game Awards. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo had a new trailer for the Duskbloods at the Game Awards. I would not be surprised. I think there was even somewhat of a rumor there too about that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised for that one if we got that. Shout outs to my man Peck. I appreciate you, fam. 25 on the board. Let's go. And you guys know what time it is. Limit break times 2. Let's go. Yeah, you know, and listen, he said it himself though, guys. It's not like he's acting like it was gonna be there. You know, he said I know this is so. It's not like Peck didn't already say, hey guys, I know. I'm just saying, you know. Listen, stranger things have happened. You know, stranger things has happened, but we'll see for sure. So yeah, man. Yeah, no Xenoblade at the Game Awards. We're definitely going to see Fire Emblem Jelja Hoyworth. Oh. Roasted, huh? Okay, no, that was it. I was reading that one like it was all, you know, like it was all good. Like it ended up just being an OJ roast. You know what, man? Yeah. So yeah, guys, Metroid Prime 4. Listen, I'm gonna do the D-Generation X, you know, and I'm like this. If it shows up, I'm gonna do this to you specifically, Yoshi. I'm gonna do this to you like 90 times, like X-Pac in like 1998, you know, rolling up to like WCW in a tank. I'm gonna roll up to, somehow I'm gonna get a tank to Australia, and I'm gonna do the D-Generation X like 15 times outside your front door, okay? And then fly back. That's all I'm gonna go there for, you know? So, you better hope it's not there. Of course it's not gonna be there. There's no way that they'd have that there over Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. I mean, Fortune's Weave got announced first, so yeah. Week 14 buy should be illegal. I'm glad that the Niners get a buy right now. It's a late buy, but I'm glad that they do, man. They need a break. They can all go relax. They're all beat up. Maybe get some guys back. Get some defensive linemen back. Apparently, Gross Matos and a number of guys are going to be coming back after the break there. Bethune could be coming back. So defensive line help is good. Maybe Sam Okawanu is coming back. So yeah, I'm actually happy that the Niners got a break this late. This is good. And no matter what, no matter what happens after this Sunday, the Niners will go up one spot. Now, there is a scenario that if every single thing kind of plays its place, the Niners could actually end up in first place and be at the top of the division if everything falls in place. Seahawks, Rams, all this stuff like falls in place. The Niners could actually end up number one after like a week or two. But once again, one thing at a time. But the Niners are guaranteed to go up from 7th to 6th place, no matter what. And they don't even have to play a game, no matter what, because of the Bears and the Green Bay game. Whoever wins, or it doesn't matter who wins or loses that, the Niners go up one. So there you go on that one. I like that. I'm a big fan of that. Oh man, I know, Party Man, you didn't say it this time, man. OJ, I figured it out. The reviewers who played MP4 with all the lights on and the music turned down gave it a 6. The reviewers who shut out the lights and turned off the turned the lights out, turned the volume, gave it a 9+. Okay, there you go. That's what happened. Chrono Trigger remake, let's go. Chrono Trigger with the $5 as well. That was probably the best burn on me, like, you know, in terms of like because like I let my guard down because you guys hadn't been talking about Fire Emblem 4 remake. Like I hadn't been getting roasted because like Party Man usually the one who roasts me on that. That was completely unexpected Australian haymaker. Like if you were fighting, it was like, you know, like you're fighting against the kangaroo, but the baby hits you instead. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Australia. Like, like you just get sucker punched by the baby, bro. Like what happened there? You know, like Kangaskhan, this man hit up the Mega Kangaskhan. The baby came out, started fighting like normal. Like, what's going on here? It says dream on, but listen, I've got a dream. I've got a hope. I've got to hope you guys lose, man. I'm sorry. I mean, like, I want the Seahawks to do well, but I just don't want them to be above the Niners. So I'm hoping. But the big game, though, Cyber Taurus, is going to be the Niners versus the Seahawks at the end of the year. That is going to be it. That game is setting up to be a massive game. That could be for the division. That could overall be for the division outright, or even a playoff spot, depending on what happens in these next few weeks. You know. The Panthers needed this bye after the Monday night game against the Niners, where defense players were dropping like flies. This bye week was timely. Oh yeah, Niners and Panthers both need it, especially after that brutal 2-game stretch between the Niners and the. I mean, that's 18 wins between those two teams, Shaw. So, like, that sucks. That's not fun at all. 18 wins between two teams. Before, you know, that's crazy, right? Like, that's wild. So. And to be honest, Rams should have probably beat the Niners at the beginning of the year. So they probably should have been 10 and 1 before the Panthers game. They probably should have been 10 and 1. So yeah, and even the Eagles game, they just got a kick block. They should have won that game. They actually should have been 11 and 0, to be honest. So yeah. Yeah, at least you split. That's true. And at least they didn't make you guys stay in Los Angeles like Niners, Rams back to back, and you have to stay there.
Oh man,
you know?
I just realized ZADLC comes out next week.
It does.
There's way too many games. Maybe one day I'll get back to Trails in the Sky.
I need to get back to Trails in the Sky because Trails in the Sky is awesome, and I need to get back to that. So I need to finish Metroid. I need to play more Metroid Prime 4, get my video out. Then I need to finish Age of Imprisonment, which. That game is awesome, so I need to finish that. There's just too many games. Is anyone looking forward to Nintendo's video on Metroid Prime 4? I wonder how he feels about it. Why would you care about how he feels about Metroid Prime 4? Like, who cares? He's not a reviewer. He's just a guy that is angry and makes negative videos about everything about Nintendo. He's a grifter, so I don't know why you care about what he feels. But I mean, I guess, sure. I don't get the Panthers right now. They just don't have consistency yet. They knocked off the Rams, go figure. Yeah, they just need to be more consistent, which is, I guess, easier said than done, you know. So, yeah. Let's see here. We got a rough stretch coming up, including meetings with Shaw's Panthers. Well, yeah, I mean, all of the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks, they all have tough. I mean, like, the Niners have, the Titans are going to be the easiest game. But after the Titans, they got the Bears. They got the Bears, the Colts, the Bears, and the Seahawks. So the Niners have a really, they can lose all three of those games easily. They can lose all three. So I mean, the Niners need to win this game. So at least, hopefully, they can get to maybe at the worst 10 and 7 at the end of the year. But I'm hoping at least we get that. We get at least split 2-2. These next 4 split 2-2. Beat the Titans. Beat either the Colts, the Seahawks, or whatever. But we need a split. We need to get at least 2 more wins. 11-6. That would be good. I think that'd be good enough. Preferable 12-5. Incredible would be running the table. That would be great, you know. But I don't know if that's going to happen just because the Niners defense doesn't play consistently enough for that, you know. Let's see. RGD's fighting video killed it. Called out Nintendo 3 weeks ago. Called out Nintendo 3 weeks ago. Called out Nintendo 3 weeks ago. Okay. Good for him. I haven't seen the video and I don't know what he called out. So hopefully they listen to what he has to say. Let's see. OJ, I'm overthinking it, or does it seem like gaming journalists have had weird stigma against Nintendo on average than previous Switch era, for example? I wouldn't say weird, but there's definitely something there. You can't remove emotion. Like, they're not bots. A lot of them see the stuff that you see. A lot of them, you know, are angry at the stuff that you might get angry at or what other people get angry at. And could that affect how they feel or what they review games? Absolutely. So, yeah. But I don't know if it's, like, weird more so than it's just the standard stuff for when people don't like something, you know? Let's see here. On Spawncast, you were there. I don't remember. So if he called him out and that was a good thing, then that's cool. I hope whatever he called out or when he called them out, I hope Nintendo listens and they do it. So there you go. Man. I agree. We're a young roster, the youngest roster by snaps. So inconsistency is part of growth, even though it's annoying. Yeah. So yeah. MP4. Well, I'm playing Metroid Prime 4 now, so all that matters now is my opinion. And now that I'm playing it, I'm really enjoying it. I've just started though, so I don't really care about what other people think. Once again, they're entitled to their opinions, but I don't really care. I'm playing the game now, so all that matters is my opinion in terms of how I feel going forward. Now, once again, people are entitled to their opinions. Not saying that their opinions are invalid, but all that matters is that what I'm playing. So I'm playing the game, and the game is great. You know, the game is fantastic so far. I'm about 3-4 hours in. It's been a blast. So once I finish it, then I can have more. But I don't really care about reviews not at this point now that I'm playing because I'm not those people. So yeah. The discourse around MP4 has been stressful. Whether the 81 score, the fake news about Amiibo paywall, or PS2 bait, the whole generation will be like this, won't it? Yes, the whole generation will be very, very much like this because there's money involved. And there's also just like, there's schizos that talk about video games regularly. So when you have schizos and money involved, I mean, obviously people are going to say and do a lot of things. And I don't know why my green screen's tripping, guys. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's tripping like crazy. I'm not sure. And music locked by, you can unlock the music. Apparently you can unlock the music, daily. So I don't think that's 100% locked behind the amiibo. Are you playing the game though? Are you getting the game? Did you play Metroid Prime 1, 2, or 3? Metroid Prime Remastered? Did you play Hunters? Did you play any of the other games? So what have you played first and foremost, and were you going to pick up the game? How about that? I'm playing it right now. It's a solid game. How's the amiibo? How's the amiibo news fake? It's not fake, but you can unlock it. You can unlock it in the game. It's not completely 100% locked behind amiibo. At least that's what I heard. I don't. Let's see here. Green screen, I thought you lived in Gar Plains. I wish. That'd be a great place to live. I don't know what the deal was with Mackenzie, dude. It's pretty funny. I know, I laughed out loud a couple times with the Mackenzie dude. I thought he was kind of funny as well. Seems like the first people were all on Miles McKenzie hate bandwagon, but now everyone seems to have moved on to the amiibo hate bandwagon. I don't really think the people that care about, like, most people don't care about the amiibo stuff. It's just people online just to be online to say stuff. Like this guy Daily, I don't think he even cares or likes Metroid Prime. So I think he's just complaining just because he's angry because he doesn't like something. I don't really think it's actually because he cares about Metroid Prime or anything. So that's why I asked him, well, what Metroid Prime games do you play? Did you play Prime 1? Did you play Prime 2? What's that? He just came here instantly, just started complaining, right? So it's not even about the game itself or enjoying. It's just about him complaining. So yeah, I can see through nonsense when I know nonsense when I see it, you know? So, but yeah, if you're upset about that, don't buy the game. Go play something that has stuff that's not locked or what you're happy about. You know, that's all you got to do. If you're happy that people are calling out them, hopefully Nintendo changes. Hopefully they change and they make you happy, and you can buy everything that you want to buy now because you know you got what you wanted. So I'm hoping the best for you, man. I really am, and I hope it works out better. And I agree. I call them out too. It's the worst thing ever. So I agree with that. So there's nothing. You don't gotta troll my channel. You don't gotta troll me or anything like that, man. Because I agree with you. So you can go on about your day. Let's see. I'll get it. The play while I'm okay. Never mind. You're talking to somebody else. MP4 is Fantastic 4. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't expect to enjoy it this much. You didn't expect to enjoy it this much? Did you play the previous Prime games? What's your experience with Prime before this? What's up, OJ? You showed up and YouTube featuring again? YouTube featuring. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Shout outs to YouTube featuring me. I got 2 sets of Amiibo, whether it had stuff or locked. What now, haters? Yeah, I know. I mean, I got it. I was going to get it anyway, just because they looked cool. So I got this one, and I got this one here. I got both of them. So yeah. Mostly familiar with 2D Metroid games. I played the first Prime, but I'm not as into first-person games. Yeah, if you're not as much, I'm not really into first-person games as much either. But like, you know, Metroid Prime, it's like a first-person adventure game. It's not like a first-person shooter. Like, you have a lock-on. You know, you have like Morph Ball. You have in this one now you have a bike. You know, it's not quite like you're doing platforming in some segments. Like you're doing puzzles. It's not quite like a typical first-person shooter or anything like that. You know. So yeah. Let's see. He's just a big having radio OST music while you're in the desert riding bike fan. Then it went too far. It went too far. From what I've seen mentioned before, it looks quite disappointed. I don't think I'll buy it if I only can get it for like 20 to 25. Yeah, you'll probably never be able to get it for 20 to 25. But what makes it look so disappointing from what you've seen so far? MP4 doesn't meet Nintendo's sales expectation. Will Prime series be in any danger of ending? I don't know what Nintendo's sales expectations are, so it's hard for me to say that if it meets their sales expectations or not. I don't know what they are. But Nintendo's never made Metroid Prime because they think it's going to be a massive seller. So, I mean, I doubt it, but we'll see. You know, if Prime goes away and never comes back, then it goes away and never comes back, and it is what it is, you know? So yeah. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Amiibo complaints are the most tiring because the exact same people will say you don't get anything. What's the point? I mean, I see what you're saying, Uncario, but like I said, to me, as long as you don't lock any modes behind Amiibo, I'm more like, okay, whatever. You know, like I don't really care as much. Just because, you know, it's music is music, it's fine. So yeah. So for me, it's the modes. As long as there's no modes locked behind it, I'm okay. Like Hyper Mode in Metroid Samus Returns, yeah, I don't like that. Obviously, it would have been great if they would have just had it there. But I mean, I do think that there is a little bit of people saying, yeah, like if you don't, like let's say they don't do anything, right? Like that's been a complaint before. But then if they do too much, oh, you're doing too much, you know? Like when it comes down to that, so yeah. I wish we knew why Nintendo gave the Bandai first. I still find that interesting. I assume Retro wanted to do it. I don't know if Retro wanted to do it or not. I have no idea if Retro wanted to do it. I'm not sure if they did. Retro was doing their own new IP. I think they've been wanting to do something different, something new, because they already worked on Prime a lot. So they were burnt out. That's the reason why Prime went to somebody else in the first place. So I think that at this point, I mean, they hired a bunch of new people, and I think, yeah, now maybe they wanted to do it, but I think they probably gave it to Bandai Namco because they maybe try to see if it can get more popular in Japan or something like that, you know. You said, boy, I'm already on the Amiibo game, already on lockdown. I mean, yeah, I gotta open them and try them out. So, let's see. Saw someone unironically say the review of Metroid Prime 4 come up with the idea that they canned the old version of the game just to make it more like Breath of the Wild. I don't think that's the reason why they canned it. The old version of the game. They probably canned the old version of the game because it wasn't working out. So it wasn't working out to be good. Maybe it would have reviewed way worse than this game. So it wasn't working out. So maybe that's the reason why they canned that version of the game. I don't think to make it more like Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's not like Breath of the Wild. So yeah, it's not like Breath of the Wild. So no, I don't think so. Let's see here. What if all the music was locked behind the amiibo? Hypothetically speaking. I mean, hypothetically speaking, if it was, that obviously that would not be good, but they're never going to lock all the music behind an amiibo. So they're not going to do that. Let's see here. Looks disappointing in a number of ways. The world is more linear, less exploration. The NPCs are annoying. The desert doesn't look great, and the gameplay hasn't evolved much from Metroid Prime 1. The gameplay hasn't evolved much from Metroid Prime 1. So what do you think that they could have done? You said the NPCs are annoying, so I'm guessing you're going off of reviews, not actually you playing or you doing anything like that. And you said the gameplay hasn't evolved much from Metroid Prime 1. Okay, so what are you looking for them to do with the gameplay? Because it's a Metroid Prime game, so how would the gameplay evolve? Like, you have the psychic abilities. Obviously, they put a motorcycle in the game. They did a couple of... So what would you think that they need to do to evolve the gameplay? What would be the best option for that? And you're saying the NPCs are annoying. So how annoying are they? How much do they show up? And, like, what happens with them in the game? Are you playing it? Or are you going off of just what reviews are saying? Let me know, Meters.
One thing interesting about the emulation conversation in your video is in the past, it was usually a way better experience on PC and the PC handhelds.
Mm-hmm.
Now with Switch 2, it isn't 100 better, or there's some kind of issue like the audio.
Yeah, that's true. I think, and that was one of the reasons why people said, like, oh, it needs to be there. I remember like review teching certain people saying, oh, well, if Nintendo made a stronger system, then this wouldn't happen. They made a stronger system now, so I guess it shouldn't happen, right? So yeah. People are complaining about music playlists being locked in their fighting games, literally locking characters out for DLC. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right, but I see what you're saying, Spark. Yeah, like, also, Meters, what's your experience with Metroid Prime games? Like Metroid Prime 1, Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3. Have you played those? Do you like those? What did you like the most about those? What did you didn't like? And I know that's a lot to say, but go ahead and let me know. I'm going on what reviewers are saying. Yeah, I knew that you're going on what reviewers are saying. You're not going off your own experience, which is okay. I've seen from a couple live streams. Interesting. Here's what I think what actually happened, Meters. I think you already got it in your head from what other people said, that things are annoying or whatever the case is, and then you doubled down on that when you saw it even one time. Because if you watch the live streams or if you played the game, they're kind of just in the background. They're not even like crazy annoying in your face all day and 24/7, which, by the way, lots of people have already said that. If people are playing the game now, people are playing the game here, and nobody is really saying, oh my god, these NPCs are super annoying, they're in your face all the time. Nobody's even saying that. So here's what I think happened. What I think happened is that you heard all the noise like everybody did, and I think that you saw maybe like one instance, or you saw like one thing, barely, because you said some live streams. I don't think you watched a ton of it. You probably just watched a little bit, and now you're just carrying that over here at this point. That's what I think happened, because I've played it now for hours, and they're not all in your face and completely being annoying every single... They're not doing all that. And like I said, you might actually end up even liking them. I think you might actually end up even liking them if you gave it a shot yourself, instead of just relying on what reviewers are saying, you know? I'm playing it myself. I don't see it as, oh my god, they're so annoying, they're the worst thing ever. I need to play more. But my own personal experience is not based off of what reviewers are saying. You know, I'm only giving you my own personal experience. That's all I'm doing. I'm only giving you my own personal experience. So I'm guessing you're going off of just what other people are saying. But if you don't feel it's worth the money, then don't buy it. Play something else, you know, buy something else, play something else. If you love Metroid Prime 1, play Metroid Prime Remastered, play that game. That game's not going anywhere. If you want that and you want to be by yourself, and you never want to try something different, or maybe like a new type of game, or whatever the case is, you know, you don't want them to try anything new or add anything else in, Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 are there for you to play. You can replay those to your heart's content, and they'll maybe even remaster Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3. So yeah. So yeah, Federation Force and Hunters, you bought those games and played those games. So if this game looks way worse and those games look better, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's not true, but if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. Don't play the game. Don't play it. Enjoy enjoy Federation Force. Go back and play that game. That game's better. Or go back and play Prime Hunters. Go back and play Prime Hunters on the DS with its one control scheme. And that might be better for you. So there you go, man. It's all good. Let's see here. To my knowledge, the music hasn't unlocked the ability to play whatever music you want. Listen to the riding the bike was what it's locked. Yeah, like I said, I gotta get to it. So this guy hasn't played any Metroid games more than 30 minutes. I bet you. Yeah, probably not. A lot of people lie when they get on here and like they want to say stuff. I doubt it. But once again, everybody's money's limited, right? So if you listen to reviews if reviews are what tells you to buy something or not, or simply confirming what you already think from reviews. Oh, this is what reviews said. I go to a live stream. Oh, it's bad. Like, if that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to play games, or that's how you want to, there was a time that I operated like that. Not the live stream part, but the reviews part. I'd look at a review and then, oh my God, that's what they said in the review. That's what it is right now. It's not good. I used to do that myself. And I've told this story a million times. Lost Odyssey was the game that's what they said in reviews. It's a 78 on Metacritic, okay? This is from Hironobu Sakaguchi. This is from the guy that created Final Fantasy. So you're expecting a lot more than a 78 on Metacritic. You're expecting a lot better than that. You're expecting at least an 8+, maybe even 9. So Lost Odyssey, and I'll get that dono in just a bit. Lost Odyssey reviews came out, and it got a 78, and people were saying, oh, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good, oh, old JRP, like all this stuff. So then I didn't buy the game. I was like, okay, I didn't buy the game. Then I saw the gameplay, people playing it. Oh, look, see, that's what the review said. Instead of just trusting my gut and trusting my instinct of me being a big Hironobu Sakaguchi fan and me being a big RPG fan, JRPG fan, and looking at the gameplay that way. So I waited 2 years to play the game. I played Lost Odyssey in 2010. I graduated from college. I came back to my mom's place. I played it in 2010, and I was blown away by how good it was. And I told myself from 2010, I'm never going to allow reviewers to shape everything in what I think about a game. I'm never going to allow live streamers or reviewers to shape what I think. I'm going to watch the trailers, the raw gameplay, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to go based off of what I like. I'm never going to go based off of what they say. I'm not saying that you can't do that, and that's one way to do it if money is limited or that's how you feel. But me personally, I'm never going to do that. So I can only give you my experience. I can't give you somebody else's experience. I can only give you mine. And I'm playing through the game, and it's great. Honestly, it's like legitimately awesome. And I don't have a problem with the NPCs. Miles McKenzie even made me laugh a couple times, But then again, I like Joker in Mass Effect. And he's very much like Joker in Mass Effect, which I've said before. So, there you go. Shout outs to Kevin with the $2 dono. I appreciate that, Kevin. Thank you so much for the $2 dono. Appreciate that, man. Let's go. Yeah, I think a lot of people can't think for themselves anymore, and they just and that's why we're called influencers, and we're called this. We're called influencers, we're called creators, because we influence, right? So yeah, like, it is what it is. But at the same time, like, I'm never gonna let another influencer or content creator tell me, or based off of the Metacritic, tell me I'm not gonna play a game, or confirmation bias with the game. When I see a game, I think it looks lit. Sure, I can look at reviews, but that's not going to be the be-all, end-all. That's not what I'm not going to, oh, see, look, they said this, so therefore I'm not, nah. If it looks dope, if you like Prime, and you think it looks dope, and you want to try out the game, like, I get it. Money's limited. Everybody doesn't have money, so I get that. But if you think it looks great, and you liked previous Prime games, you're probably going to like this one, too. If you don't think Samus being a lone heroine is the greatest thing in the world, if you just like Prime for its gameplay, then you're probably going to like Prime 4, because it's like Prime. It's like the other games, So yeah. Killer 7 is one of my favorite games of all time. Critics hated it. Yeah. Check reviews with people with similar tastes and give a second look games with people. The thing about it is, I don't even know who has similar tastes. Like, I guess you guys can say a lot of you guys have similar tastes to me, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's like, one thing that's a quirk for me might not be the same for you, even with similar tastes. So even then, I still say, hey man, sure, use your reviews, use your raw gameplay, use your footage, use whatever you want, use whatever you want to come to the conclusion that you want to come to. But just don't expect me to do the same thing, Don't expect me to be the same way. And that's what I get on Twitter. If I don't sit there and agree with everybody that's saying all these negative things, all these, saying, people will just start going real weird, not weird, but real male-on-male interactions with you for no reason. Have y'all noticed that? I saw somebody on Twitter say that, and I said LOL, because it's like you can't even like something without them bringing up some type of weird sexual thing. And it makes no sense. I don't get it. These people are weird, and they're not that they're weird. People, if you do that, that's what you do. But these people maybe are projecting. I'm not really sure what's going on. But yeah, like that's kind of how I see it right now on Twitter, or I see it like on social media. It's like you got to agree with what these other people say before you've even played anything yourself. Otherwise, you're a shill. Otherwise, you're this. Otherwise, you're that. Otherwise, you're whatever. And it's like, well, can I play it first? Can I check it out? Or should I just sit there and say, because they said that, then I got to say that? So it's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. Let's see. That's why I appreciate your content. Keep things shout outs, but I appreciate that. Yo, D Goldstein, thank you for the Twitch follow. Fire Nation. So MP4 doesn't look as tight and intercorrect as MP1 from what I've seen. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be, because you just said yourself, Meters, that you want things to evolve. So when they change it now, oh well, it's not the same. You just said, well, that hasn't changed. And then when it changes, well, why isn't it the same? So I don't really think you know what you want. I think that you don't know what you want. You want them to change things gameplay-wise. They change things. You say, well, no, why isn't it like that? Why isn't it like the game that came out 20-something years ago? So for me, at least, once again, I don't need it to be exactly like Metroid Prime 1. I don't need it to be like, you know, everything. There's certain elements that are the same. There are other elements that are different. And I'm kind of just judging it based off that. But it doesn't need to be like Metroid Prime 1. I don't have a problem with it not being one big old labyrinth interconnected. It can be broken up into pieces and I can play it that way. That's the way that they want to tell the story. Let me play through the game and then I can tell you whether it's good or bad. Like, I don't know until I play all the way through. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to try it out. It doesn't have to be like Metroid Prime 1. So you want evolution, you want different things. Then when they change it, no, why isn't it like that? And this is the issue and this is the problem with groupthink. This is the problem with looking at reviews. You don't even know what you want, you know? You don't even know what you want, because just a second ago you were saying that they haven't evolved the gameplay. They haven't evolved it. And then now you're saying, well, it's not like Metroid Prime 1. So you don't even know. You're just going off of what reviewers are telling you. Reviewers are telling you Metroid Prime 1 is the greatest thing ever. Maybe you played it 20 years ago, or you played it and you thought it was great. But there's nothing wrong with changing things up a little bit, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm enjoying it for what it is right now. Like I said, let me beat the game, let me go through it, and then if it's not good, then I can tell you, hey, look, I think Prime 1's better in that type of way when it comes down to it. But, you know, I always feel like games can do whatever they want to do. And then once you play through, then you can evaluate from there. Now, if you feel that Prime 1 is the greatest thing ever since sliced bread and everything needs to play like Prime 1 until you feel like it doesn't because they haven't evolved it, then that's fine too, if you know. Yes, you can use a Switch 1 Pro controller on Switch 2. Yes, you can. So much damn hyperbole with going on with Metroid Prime 4. The game plays like a dream. Sure, writing isn't great, but isn't really a big deal. People making it to be. Same with the desert area. Like I said, I don't know. The writing's pretty sparse, so I don't know if the writing's terrible or not. Like I said, it's pretty sparse writing, and the sages people, they talk interesting. So I gotta wait and play through more. You know. Let's see here. People want something different, but then they also want the same thing at the same time. Yeah, that's what happens when you listen to reviews. You know? When you listen to reviews, you just basically pick up on points that reviewers are saying, and then you don't even know because it contradicts your own personal ideas. So Meters is having we call this groupthink brain malfunction. When you personally want something different, but you're so influenced by other people, you put both of them together, and you don't even know that this is a symptom of groupthink, or a symptom of being like just listening to what other people say. Because what he actually wants is something to be different. But reviews said this about Metroid Prime 1. So since reviews said this about Metroid Prime 1, he also thinks it should be like that. But he truly thinks it should be a little bit different. That's what he actually thinks. But reviewers said it's not like Metroid Prime 1, so that's bad. So therefore, that's why he put it both in the same, like he doesn't really know, you know? Because once again, when you let reviewers insert stuff in your brain, it clashes with what you actually think, you know, from a gameplay perspective, you know, instead of just saying like, okay, well, you know, I would like something different. I want something new, right? I want something different. I want something different from what we got before. That's what he actually wants, you know? But once again, reviewers said, well, it's not like this. And remember, he played Prime 20 years ago, and he remembers that it's good. But then he also wants something different, you know? So I think that's the problem that you get sometimes with sequels, sometimes with games. People don't even know what they want. They want something different because it's been 20 years, but they also want something the same because it's because that game's good, you know, and reviewers are telling you that's the best. So, so yeah. Let's see. Careful when you bring up NPCs in Prime 3 because they'll say Prime 3 is trash for that reason. Got to prepare the good argument against them. Prime 3 has a 90 plus, has a 90 Metacritic rating though. So there you go. It's like Zelda. Everyone's saying that they want change or evolution, but when they make change, then people say no, the old dungeon style is better. Yeah, like that's the funny thing about it, you know. What's funny is people always want Prime 4 to be the same as Prime 1. Now they're saying they're tired of the same formula. I personally don't want Prime 4 to be the same as Prime 1. I've already played Prime 1 like a million times. I played Prime 1 when it came out on the GameCube. I played it when it came out on the Wii. I played it when it came out on the Switch. I kind of want something a little bit different, so I'm enjoying the game being different. You know, me personally, I don't want it to be the same as Prime. We've already played Prime multiple times, Prime 1 multiple times, so I don't want it to be the same. But I get it for some people. Prime 1 is legendary. It's rated super high. People really like it, so I get that. But I personally like changes. Just because we've already played Prime 1 multiple times, you know, I don't want to keep playing the same Prime 1 game just like with different characters or different, you know, setting, but it's just Prime 1 over and over and over again. I personally wouldn't like that, but I know some people just want the same game over and over again. Look at Call of Duty, you know, whatever. So, look at Call of Duty, look at Madden, look at NBA 2K, look at WWE. All, you know, these are just the same game over and over again, just different new characters every now and then, right? New players, new whatever. And some people love that. They'll just sit there and play Madden, you know, every single year, 24/7, or sit there and play NBA 2K, or sit there and play Call of Duty, or whatever, FIFA, FC. So yeah. I don't think he's saying that. He clarified. Does what changes he thinks are okay, which are not. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, from a gameplay standpoint, though, you're being so specific. I want change, but not that. I want it to be like this, but not this. I want it to be like that. As someone who creates games, or someone who creates, like, how are they supposed to know what people are going to say is supposed to, what's supposed to be exactly the same, what isn't supposed to be? When you're trying to think of new ideas, when you're trying to think of different things to do. As a creative, that's incredibly difficult to try to pick the brain of, well, no, keep it like this, but then no, don't change too much. But no, change this thing right here. No, don't change, like, that's just, it's ridiculous, right? So I get it. Not every game is for everyone, and he's allowed to have his opinion, Superpower Man and Meters. I know you guys are kind of like, he's allowed to have that, but as somebody who's a creative myself, this is almost impossible to kind of judge, because people also said the same thing about Zelda. Zelda just reviewed really well, you know? People also said the same thing. They changed too much. Why did they do this? Like, people, and I've seen people complaining here too. So you never really know. You never really know what you want to do. It's hard to sit there and pick and choose and pick apart what needs to change, what doesn't need to change, what needs to do this, what doesn't. Like, it's hard. So they're going to do a couple different things. They're going to keep, I think, what works well, or what people think identify with the franchise, the first person view, the different power beams, the different labyrinths where you can go about and you can get powers and come back. These are the things that are a staple of Metroid. That's all still in there, but they're going to change up some of the fundamental stuff that's been around for a really long time. You know, they're going to change up some of that stuff and say, hey, well, maybe we'll try this and maybe do it in a little bit of a different way. So it's like, it's hard to sit there and say what's the best option to do as a creative. Now, once again, if you nail it and you get it right and everyone loves it, that's great. But sometimes it almost feels like if you're trying to actually change something, it feels like you don't know until people actually play it. Now, you could swing and a miss, but like, you still have to take some chances when it comes down to it, because Prime 1 and how it plays and its function, they've been doing that for a long time now. So they tried something a little bit different. You might not like it, but they tried something different. You know, me personally, I don't want the same thing over and over and over again. So I'd rather have them try something, and as long as the game plays great, I can live with that if it plays great. But I don't need one big interconnected map. I can have different areas and go to different, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's not like the be all end all for Metroid Prime, for me at least, as someone who's playing. He's not playing. He's just listening to reviews and going off groupthink. He's just going off what other people are saying. I'm playing the game, you know? But once again, everybody knows what they want, or maybe you don't know what you want, you know? So Simeon Quinn with the $10 dono. This evening, OJ just getting in. I completed ZA Pokedex, found a shiny Scatterbug playing Octopath Traveler 0 on Switch 2. Enjoying it. Music request is Octopath Traveler COTC Forbidden Temple. All right, man, I got you. Thank you so much for the $10 support, man. I appreciate it. So yeah. I mean, like, that's just kind of how I see it. Once again, however you want to feel, though. You don't want to play it. You think that it's bad. You're going to wait till it's $20. I mean, I don't know when it'll ever be $20. Like, I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing. I can't think of a single Nintendo first-party game that's $20. That, like, big first AAA. Nintendo, like, never discounts their games like that. So I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But, yeah. Shout-outs to my man, Simeon Coin. Thank you for the $10 dono, man. I appreciate it. COD, LOL, adult version of Fortnite. Fortnite fan base. Alright, Octopath Traveler. COTC Forbidden Temple. Alright. Temple. Alright. No, that's not Forbidden Temple. Forbidden Temple. Forbidden Temple. I don't know where this Forbidden Temple music is. It's not showing up. So I'm just gonna play this one instead, okay? Now let's see here. For better or for worse, I like when devs take risks. Yeah, for better or for worse, exactly. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't, and not everybody has to like it, you know? People will need to learn the art of disliking something without insulting it. I mean, yeah, that's true. I think we can all get better at that, myself included. Totally agree. Nitpicking to the point of crying online. Nah. Okay. Yeah. Spending why were you here, especially with Prime 4 profile picture? Spending why I don't know what that means, J Gamer. I think there are dimensions to talk about it. Gameplay, the game feel seems great in Metroid Prime 4. However, the exploration level design seems to be worse. Yeah, I don't know about that. Once again, I don't think the level design is worse. Once again, I'm playing. I don't think it's worse based off of what I've played so far. It seems kind of similar to the older games. It seems real similar, if not way better in some respects, especially if you're talking about Metroid Prime 2. I do not like the Light and Dark World, or Prime 3 has multiple different planets, which that's also different from Metroid Prime 1. So I'm guessing you didn't have a problem when they did that, but I guess it's a problem here, right? But I guess it wasn't a problem with Metroid Prime 3, or was it a problem? You said that you played Federation Force and you played Prime Hunters. I guess you didn't have any problem with those, or were those a big issue too and the worst thing ever? I'm not sure. But once again, with this game, I don't think the level design is worse. I don't know. I'm playing through the game right now, and the level design actually seems pretty good from what I've played. But once again, I need to play through more, and I think you're looking at reviews. But I don't think anybody playing the game is sitting there and saying that the level design is terrible or anything like that. So yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. And if you're compared to Metroid Prime 2, I think it blows away Metroid Prime 2. Metroid Prime 2 is good, but I'm not a fan of the Light and Dark World, which is just once again my own personal opinion. I know other people like the Light. I know my homie GK loves Metroid Prime 2. He thinks it's the greatest thing ever, you know, with the Light and Dark World, which I don't like that level design at all. So yeah. I need someone to convince me to play Xenoblade games. Check out my videos on Xenoblade. Just type in Xenoblade and that'll convince you right there. The story's incredible though. So yeah. No, there's still aspects of Metroid Prime 4 where you go back, like you have a certain thing that you can't get now, and then you have to go back to that place and get it. No, there is. There is. I don't know. Now you're just going into territory of just, I'm not sure, because reviewers aren't saying what you're saying right now. Like nobody's actually saying that you don't do the stuff that you do when it comes to Metroid Prime. Nobody's actually saying that. To give you an example, like there's a certain power that you need in one area, and I've already left that area, and I know I got to come back to that area to use. That's what Metroidvania is. I already know that I got to do that. So no, that's definitely not true. So I'm not sure what you're looking at now, and I think now at this point you're just talking. Now I think it's getting to the point where you're just talking at this point. So yeah. Let's see. I love Prime 1 through 3. Hate to admit it, but this game creatively bankrupt homunculus. I love Prime 1, I admit, but this game is creatively bankrupt homunculus. I don't know what all that means, but okay, sure. So far it feels very much like Prime 1, but much better. I think the difference. I mean, listen. Once again, I think this game is it's polarizing. I think there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of people that are just influenced by reviews right now and not playing it themselves. But then also there's people that obviously reviewed the game and feel a certain way too, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't have the traditional gameplay loop of backtracking, maps that are interconnected. It has backtracking. I've been playing it. It definitely does. More of a level-based shooter with Doom and flight exploration. Yeah, that's not true either, Felipe. So, yeah, that's not true. And I don't think you're actually playing the game. So, I'm playing it, and that's definitely not true. There is absolutely parts where you have to go back, you have to get a certain power, and then you have to go back to that place to get that, do that thing. It's not like, oh, you see something, you get the power, and then like you can do it right there. That's what like Doom and those games are. That's the structure of those games. So that's categorically false with what you're saying. So yeah. What do I mean? Here's what I mean. In the game, there's a certain power that you need to get to somewhere or to get to something. You don't have access to that thing in this area. You have to leave, get that power, and come back later when you do have it. So, I mean, that's what this game does. Like, I don't want to ruin it because it's a spoiler with a certain power that Nintendo never talked about. But there's a certain power that Nintendo never talked about in reviews, or sorry, in that I just don't have. It's been hours and I don't have it. I've seen this thing for a while now, and I have to come back when I do get that power and be able to go to this area or get that thing. So yeah. That's what Metroidvania is. Like, oh, I don't have this thing. I gotta get this power. I gotta go back to this area or get this thing down or get this ability or get this whatever when I do have it. It's not like a linear just straight through. You get a power, you use it. You get a power, you use it. There's definitely parts where you have to go back, especially if you're gonna get 100%, where you have to go back and use certain powers that you didn't have before and all that, like backtrack. But then again, people always say that they hated backtracking when it comes to certain things with Metroid. So yeah. Be real for a second. Online peeps making gaming less fun to talk about. Yes. It's so funny to see people completely wrong because I'm playing the game. Yeah, I think once again, I don't know what Felipe's talking about. I think Felipe, I don't know what he's talking about. This is like, that's just categorically false. Say it's like Doom? No. Doom is linear. Like, you just go straight through. You don't have to... I mean, you can kind of go back and explore some areas in Doom, but it's not like GoldenEye or something like that, or like a boomer shooter where you're just going straight through and getting things and just solving them as you... Or like Uncharted, or... Like, no, it's not like that at all. That's like I said, categorically false. So yeah. Yeah, Felipe, I'm not talking to you. Just go play the game yourself. Just go play the game yourself. Or if you don't want to play the game, then don't play the game. You're not playing, man, and you're just going off of what you think from what you saw. I don't know, reviews, but what you just said right now is a lie. Like that's just a flat out lie. So I'm not going to entertain people that are just lying, you know, or just don't feel like playing, or I don't know. You don't like Metroid, so why are you always talking? You don't like Metroid Prime. You don't care about it, so I don't know why you're involving yourself so much in this conversation. You don't like Metroid Prime. You always said that you don't like it from the very beginning, so before you know, so like just don't worry about it, you know. Let's see. I thought backtracking was unintentional in the original games. Yeah, it's intentional. In a perfect world, people judge the game based on what by itself and not what it doesn't have or how it compares to something else hard to do when a game in the series. Yeah. Got here late. What I think so far, I'm enjoying it so far. It's been a blast. Specifically, the controls in the game, the combat in the game is very good, very good. So yeah. FF7 remake next month. Oh my gosh, it's so close to FF7 remake. I'm gonna get copyrighted again with this. The original set. I'm gonna get copyrighted again. I'm stupid. I got multiple copyrights on this. Multiple copyrights on this. It says you don't get it. I don't get it. Then don't get it. Just don't play, man. Play something else. Enjoy something else. Don't worry about it. Because like I said, now you're just... Some of you guys are just coming here and say, like I said, some of you guys are just... I don't know if you guys are just reading reviews or watching some people play the game and barely and then making your own opinions. I don't get it, man. It's weird. Some of y'all just acting weird. I haven't played the game yet, but man, Skill's review really made me go, what? With his review of the game. Yeah, I don't really watch SkillUp's reviews. I know I think he said that he doesn't like the game or he doesn't recommend the game, and that's fine too. Not everyone's gonna like it, you know. I love mouse controls. They're a huge game changer for me. So yeah. I don't know what he said bad about the game, or I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch SkillUp's reviews. I know he's one of the biggest reviewers, but I don't really watch his reviews. I think I caught some of his, I think it was Ghost of Yotei review, but I don't remember what he said about the game. So, and he didn't affect what I think about the game, or if I'm gonna get the game or not. So yeah. Justin with the $3 dono. Shout out to Justin.
I have been here for a long time. What game does Felipe actually like? Lol.
I don't think he plays much. I think he just talks about him. I just got you said you were my top channel watched. Hey, thank you, Cloud. I appreciate that. Never cease to amaze me. Talking about a game I have no interest in, a dog pile on people. Potential enjoyment breeds misery. It breeds misery to me. Some people are just wired like that. They're just wired to be provocative and just to do things. And I think that sometimes I gotta get better at that myself. And I think I've gotten really good at that. I'm very proud of myself when it comes to Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 1, I talked way too much and I tried to rain on people's parade way too much. Even though I did play the game, I did put a lot of time into the game. But I still tried to rain on people's parade way too much. With Death Stranding 2, I just told people that were made posts, I said, yo, enjoy it. You know, I told Click and I told other people, hey, look, enjoy the game. It's not for me, but enjoy the game. I didn't go to anybody's streams. I didn't go to anybody's channel and say it's trash or say it's a walking simulator. I didn't do any of that. So I'm actually pretty happy with myself that I didn't rain on people's parade for Death Stranding. Because I thought about it. But I didn't do anything. I didn't make any negative videos or any crazy vids or anything on Death Stranding 2 on my channel either. I didn't really say nothing. I just, if it came up, it came up, but I didn't really cover it like that or anything, you know. And I don't think I really talked a lot of trash about it here either, like in live streams or like a review, like in live streams or anything. I don't think so. So I told myself I'm gonna do better with that, like, and I think I did a good job. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one, because like I didn't do anything with that. I just said, yeah, if you like it, cool. And I wish people luck. I said, I'm glad that you like it. You know, I didn't say nothing when it got nominated. I think I even said myself it's gonna get nominated for Game of the Year. You know, so pretty happy with myself over that, to be honest. Let's see here. He was mad the game was just another Metroid Prime game. He was mad the game was just another Metroid Prime. It's called Metroid Prime 4. There you go. That's why I don't really listen to reviews, and I just listen to, I play what I want to play. I mean, the craziest thing, people say it's not Metroid Prime. People say it is Metroid Prime. People say it's not. I didn't watch his review, though. I don't know what he said or what he didn't say. I know he's a good reviewer, but yeah, like I don't really pay, like I said, I don't really pay attention to what, I don't really pay attention to what other people got to say when I'm playing the game, you know, myself. I think meant Death Stranding, not Dead Stranding, flopped. I don't know if Death Stranding flopped. There's no information or evidence or proof that it flopped, from what we know right now. So I don't know if it did. Stuff is going on for Switch 2 launch. The system is good. The games are good. We need more games, but they will come. I mean, bruh, I don't know how much. I mean, listen, we're getting games about as fast as you can get it, for sure. Like, Switch 1 compared to Switch 2, the games are coming a lot faster than with Switch 1, especially from the third parties. We didn't have a single actual game when it comes to Nintendo's first party output. It actually took a few months to even get a game that wasn't on Wii U. Compared to Switch 1. Like, Switch 1, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, both of those were at least big games. Obviously, Nintendo had, like, snipper clips and stuff like that, but, like, big games, it took a while before we even got to a game that was built, or that was Switch 1 exclusive. I think it was ARMS first, and was it June or July? And then we got Splatoon right after that. So yeah, at least Switch 2, we got Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World back-to-back, 2 actual games, not Switch 1, just 2 actual games for Switch 2. So yeah. I just think it's weird that people complain about sequels being close to previous games and then not being innovative enough. Or even in this case, we got people that say they didn't change enough, but then they also didn't do enough that I liked from the previous one. So then you also have that as well. Well, no, they didn't change what I want enough, but they didn't keep what I want enough the same. So there's also that too. June was ARMS, yeah. So it took till June March, April, May. So yeah, it took 3 months before we got a game that was like a major game that wasn't also on the Wii U. Let's see here. So that's what I'm tired of, to be honest. People just want everyone else to be miserable by talking garbage about games other people like. It's wild that others can't enjoy a game. Well, I think like you gotta also be resilient because it's the internet, right? So people are allowed to express their opinion whether they like something or dislike something. So, and I know that you know that, Party Man. But yes, there are some people. I think what you're talking about is the extreme. You know, people that just go crazy with it. You know. And the funniest thing is that, like, I asked somebody here, I was like, I forgot what his name was. Like, I think he already left, but I was like, yeah, so what have you played when it comes to Metroid? Because I think he was just talking about the amiibos with the music thing. So what have you played? What are you looking forward to? What do you want? And he just went, I don't know if he responded to me, but I think he went silent because I was looking, I didn't see anything. He doesn't care. He's just looking to be upset about something. He's just looking to be angry and looking to say, look, they're call him out, like, he's just looking to be confrontational. It ain't got nothing to do with the actual game. So yeah, there are people that are like that. Yo, Akatsuki, 132 with the Jonin tier pledge. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Jonin tier. Make sure you guys hit that hit that member button if you want to get yourself some emotes that you can use on the stream. Let's go, man. Appreciate that. Shout outs, guys. Thank you so much for your support today. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate it. I do. Big love. Jonin tier pledge going. We out here tonight. I don't know if my my bot is not working like it should be working. Give me a second here, guys. So yeah, man. Like, I don't know, but Party Man, I feel you, brother. Like, I feel, yeah, it's been off this whole time. I don't know why it's been off. So yeah, I feel you on that one though, man. I really feel you on that one, for real. The Wii U had some great games. It did have some great games. See, look, you like the discourse in a toxic way. There you go. General Zamora as well. Thank you, General Zamora, with the 7 months of membership. Appreciate that, fam. Shout outs to Akatsuki. Thank you for becoming a member. Exclamation mark member in the chat if you guys want to join up. It's only $1. My man did the Jonin tier, which is above that, but if you want to do the tune in tier, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, fam. I've played it. I'm halfway to Flare Pool now. Put it down. My gosh, all I've done for the day. More balling and crystal smashing. Hey, there you go. Glad that you're enjoying it. I think it's fair to be particular about what you like or what you don't like or what changes you agree or with not. I understand that, but what I'm saying is that it's hard as a creative, Superpower Man, to sit there and pick and piece what you think should and shouldn't be. You're saying that it should change, but if they change something that they feel would be better for this game, no, that shouldn't change. So what should and what shouldn't in order for you to be happy? It hasn't evolved enough from Prime 1. They added a psychic power. That's not good enough. Well, what else should they add? I don't know. They need to just add some stuff. Okay, they added a motorcycle. No, I don't like that. They shouldn't. Okay, so they should add more, right? It needs to be different. Yeah, okay, well, we'll change the format, the layout. Maybe we'll make it to where there's multiple independent areas, and then you can go from there. It makes it a little bit easier to navigate or get through. No, don't change that. It's like, that's what I'm saying, Superpower Man. It's almost impossible to see where. Now, you're free to pick what you think they should and shouldn't. But I also think if you're going to say they should change, if they haven't changed enough, you shouldn't get upset when they do. You should also be okay when they do. If you're complaining that there needs to be more, don't get upset when they do. You know, that's all I'm saying. Sure, you can pick and piece what you feel is good and what you feel is not, but you should also be cognizant that they can't have a mind read to everybody out there, you know? So yeah.
I continue to be impressed with how good games look on Switch 2. Metroid Prime 4 looks so amazing. I'm a couple hours in now, having fun with it.
Yeah, it looks great. That's one thing that you really can't say is not great. It does look really good. So yeah. It shows at least that he has a clear perception of what the series should be. Well, if you're saying that they should change a lot of stuff, but don't change certain things, I'm not sure if that's a clear perspective of what the series should be. If you're saying that there needs to be a lot of changes, there's not enough changes from Metroid Prime 1. You don't know what they need to change. And when they do change something, you don't like it when they change that. So that's not a clear perception of what the series needs to be. If you say they need to change a lot of stuff, and then you don't even have any ideas of what that is. Or if you do have some ideas, I mean, it's like one of those things to where it's impossible to sit there and gauge what everybody's feeling, what should and shouldn't change. You're gonna piss some people off regardless. If you feel that there needs to be changes, no matter what, there's gonna be some things that you like or don't like, and that's fine. But just don't get upset when it does change. Because if you state they need to make a lot of changes or they didn't do enough changes, don't get upset when they change some things. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know? What's your point for a victim of social media rules that promote rage baiting and pay people for it? The game on the same level of Echoes, but didn't play those games at the time. I don't like Echoes, so I think that I don't like Echoes that much, I should say. So I think it's from what I've played so far, it's better than Echoes. It plays, controls, looks way better than Echoes. I gotta play more though. I'm gonna play a lot more tonight, and I'm probably gonna get just like a first impressions video out to you guys. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll have a video out. So yeah. Why can't you dislike change? You can dislike change, but Felipe, why can't you listen to what I said? I need you to stop thinking, okay, and start listening. I said if you're someone who claims that a lot of things need to change, and then when they do, you get upset, that's a problem. Not that you can't dislike change. So I need you to stop just trying to be a provocateur and listen for just a second, because I made that very clear. People don't know what the heck they want. It's too different. It's the same. It can't both be right. Yeah. I would say that there's the developers that need to make smart design choices. Not the entire fan base will agree, but it becomes an issue when there seems to be a pretty big divide, like Breath of the Wild. Superpower Man. There's a pretty big divide when Breath of the Wild. Come on now, man. DeAndre with the like Breath of the Wild, right? Like that game, right? Come on now. That was too easy. You gave that to me on a silver platter. On a gold platter. DeAndre with the $2 and says, it's just hitting me now that Prime 4 is finally out. I was in the 10th grade when the game was announced. Can we play some music from the game? Yes, we can. Let's go. Metroid Prime 4 theme. Thank you for the $2, Mr. DeAndre. I appreciate you, fam. Let's see here. OJ, you have any tips for people like me who want to play JRPGs but intimidated by the 50-hour main story? Play Clair Obscure Expedition 33. That one's short. Let's see here. Buros. Breath of the Wild is a great example. That has a massive divide between the base. It reviewed really well though, but it has a massive divide between the base. So that's why I say you can't just sit there and say smart choices with this and that. Like, based off of what? Based off of who? You know? You're gonna get some people regardless. There are some people that hate Breath of the Wild. There are some people that love it. There's some people that hate Metroid Prime 4. There's gonna be some people that love it. There's no right or wrong answer. Like, you're trying to, Superman, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it seem as if there's some type of right answer for everyone, and there isn't. Because you'll see 5 million people online whining, crying, and complaining about Breath of the Wild every single day for the past decade. Okay? Every single day for the past decade, there's people whining and crying and complaining even louder than Metroid. So come on now, man. You made that one way too easy. But I appreciate it though. I appreciate that. Like, I like the conversation, but that one was way too easy. Yoshi with the 2 says Volt Forge music from Prime 4, please. All right, we'll get that up next. Shout outs, man. Says way too much. Hey, listen, Metroid Prime it's a single player game, so you should never not play something because of its crazy fan base. You should just play it based off of what you want. Well, obviously, people who don't like Breath of the Wild would say it's an issue. That's not the point, Superpower Man. I'm going off what you said. I would say that where developers need to make smart design choices. Not the entire fan base will agree, but it becomes an issue when there seems to be a pretty big divide. There was a pretty big divide with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. that is unequivocally true that there is a big divide. If you're saying that there's a big divide with Metroid, there is Metroid Prime 4, there is just as big, if not a bigger divide with Legend of Zelda, because it's way more popular. And it's always been more popular than Metroid. So what I'm saying is that your own logic here, okay, applies to Breath of the Wild, but it seems like you want to shy away from that because it doesn't jive with what you're saying. It does not jive with what you're saying with Metroid Prime 4 because you seem to have an issue, but not with Breath of the Wild because you like that one. You see? So like I said, guys, we got to be careful. We got to be careful. We got to keep the same energy, okay? We can't be having rules and applying rules to one franchise when you feel it works well and when there's a thing, and then trying to factually link it back to there being a big divide, so there's a big problem. Oh, there's an issue. Yeah, like Breath of the Wild? Oh, but you like that one. You were on the side that you liked it. But when it's on the side that you don't, oh, the big divide, there's a problem. The developers need to... Come on now, man. Come on now, man. Metroid Prime 1 caused a big divide. I agree. Metroid Prime 1 caused a massive divide. Now, obviously, it ended up being a great game, but it caused a huge divide. And I think even still, there still is a little bit of a divide between people who really love Metroid 2D and Metroid 3D. Now, luckily, both of those games are separate, so it's not like one takes the place of the other, you know? But like I was saying before, we got to be, just like I said, we got to be consistent. If you feel one way with a big divide and all that type of stuff, apply it to everything, not just what you feel or you agree with is a problem, you know? Come on now. Let's see here. Breath of the Wild didn't score in 81 though. That's not the point. You can still cause a divide. It doesn't matter what the score was. That's not what the point was. The point wasn't whether the score was good or not. The point was there a big divide. A score is a score. Like, that's irrelevant at the end of the day. All that matters is what you play and how you feel. Breath of the Wild scored 97. That doesn't stop the people that didn't like what they didn't like to say that there was a divide and there was a problem. So that doesn't matter. That's not relevant to what's it called? To what we're talking about. Metroid Prime 1 Metroid Prime 2 Echoes scored a 92, 93. That game's ass compared to Metroid Prime 4, in my opinion, so far starting out. So I don't care what it scored. Okay, good for it scoring that. That doesn't matter at the end of the day if we're talking about causing a divide or not. It can score whatever it wants to score. Reviews are reviews. It's a select number of people, and they're going to give their own opinion, and they're going to say what they want to think, and it is what it is based off of that. But their opinions aren't any more higher than the millions or hundreds of thousands of people that are going to play and have their opinions too. So reviewers aren't any better than any of us when it comes to scores or anything like that. If you guys all gave your score and we total it up, their review scores aren't any more valuable than you guys's. Everybody has their own opinion. So that's why I say, like, the score doesn't really matter at the end of the day. We're talking about a divide within the fan base. So yeah. So I'm not a Zelda guy, so I can't speak for the nuance of the series, but I would say if the choices alienate the old fan base, I would say it's an issue unless it's a sub-series or a spin-off or something. Okay, so like I was saying before, because Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sold 30-something million copies, Tears of the Kingdom sold 50-something million copies, it does not matter what they change or what they do or there is no right way to go about it to where everyone is going to be happy. You're going to cause a divide regardless, no matter what you are, you know, if you want to change things. So the people that are saying they need to change a lot, but not too much they need to change, it doesn't matter. People are going to say whatever they want to say, and there's always going to be something that comes up. So it's not any bigger of an issue than anything else. Because you're saying, oh, well, I'm not really with the Zelda fan base, but if it causes a divide, then it's okay. So then it's either one or the other, man. You're going to get games that are just play the exact same and do the exact same thing because you're afraid of splitting the old fan base, or you're going to get people that just say this is the same thing every single time. And like, why don't you add something new? You can't really have like both of the things. Game design is game design. Like, if a game plays a certain way, it plays a certain way. You're not going to feel any real changes unless you actually change something that was normal in the series. So it's almost impossible to have it both ways, to where it's like, oh my gosh, they changed a million things, but it plays just like the game like it does beforehand, so people are happy with that. That's almost impossible to do. It's nearly impossible. There's very few games that can pull that off. Almost none of them do. If you look at like Donkey Kong, right? Like Donkey Kong does not play like Donkey Kong 64. It plays like something new. So if you like Donkey Kong 64 and you're expecting that, well, you're probably upset. You know, you're probably not too happy with Donkey Kong Bonanza. If you play, there are some people that like Donkey Kong 64 more than Donkey Kong Bonanza, so it caused some issues with them. But Donkey Kong Bonanza was great, and we hadn't got a 3D game in a really long time, so a lot of people probably didn't play Donkey Kong 64 or did not care. You know, so yeah. Let's see here. 81 isn't even bad either. Still an 8 out of 10 game. Like, yeah, it's not bad, but obviously compared to the other Prime games, that's where the issue lies. Let's see here. Heck, even Zelda 2 divided the fan base back in the day. Yeah, Zelda 2 did. I did not like Zelda 2. But then again, it was the first Zelda, so I didn't feel like they needed to change it too much. It was the first one. Like back then, Zelda 2 was like, yo, this is just the second one. We don't gotta go changing things. And back then, we didn't think about it this way. Now it's so complex and sophisticated, and we have content creators and influencers and people telling you guys how to think and how to feel and how to do this. Back then, it wasn't like that. Back then, it was word of mouth, and it was simply you playing the game, and that's what you got your opinion on. It wasn't, this person said this, and I watched the stream, and it doesn't feel like this, and oh, I'm trolling. That's not what, people didn't do that back then. You know, back then when it came to the actual game itself and playing it, people trolled like the console war stuff, but when it comes to the actual people playing the game, it was truly just based off of what you felt. There was no money involved. There was no grifting involved. There was none of that. It was, how do you feel about the game raw at that point? When you're on the schoolyard or when you're on your lunch break at work in the 80s and 90s, it wasn't like it is today. A lot of you guys, no offense, but some of you guys are just terminally online, terminally getting opinions from other people, and terminally just saying things that you just hear from someone else. There's so many news channels, like myself, like RGT, like Spawn, like Dreamcast, like whatever, whoever, all these people that you listen to, Bellator, Legendary Drops, all these people that are just telling you to get angry and get mad, or they're hating us, or EA, they thought, like, these, it's, all this stuff is influencing how people feel, act, and talk. Back then, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, people want to be influenced by whoever, that's fine. You can watch whatever you want, you can be influenced by whatever you want. But back then, it was based on what you played. It was completely based on what you played. There wasn't any type of alternative rage, evil moments, or any, like, evil empire company. It was just, even though Nintendo did all sorts of stuff that would be considered, like, whatever, right? Back then, people were like, it was about the games. And, like, how you felt and how you thought, it was based purely on the games. So when Zelda 2 came out, it wasn't like, oh, it was, yo, I played this and it's trash. Like, it's not as good as what I wanted. Because I expected I expected it to be like the first Zelda. There was only one Zelda, so we didn't have a lot of them. So it was, hey, can we get more of the same? And that's what Link to the Past did. The Link to the Past, I mean, it did the Light and Dark one, which was different from the original, but it was much more in line with the original Zelda, you know? So yeah. I mean, Zelda 2's, I mean, I don't like Zelda 2, but I did play it a lot back in the day, but I don't like it that much, but I did play it a lot. All right, let's get this next one up here. Volt Forge. All right. Hey, what's up, Ronan? Let's see if they're gonna get angry when they see Link talk of the movie that's coming up. Some people might. I think most people know that he needs to talk. Yeah, most of my friends back then at Zelda 2 loved it. No one cared and gave me crap about it. Makes me feel like kind of sad for these kids these days. Yeah. You are right. I'm 52. Oh, you're 52. Shoutouts, man. Let's go. I'm 52. I've been gaming since the early 80s. People made their own opinions about games, etc. Not everyone's opinions are influenced by social media before they even get the product. Exactly. You know, and like I said, there's good things. Like it's like there's good and there's bad about that. Sure, you want to know about a product before you spend $70, $80, $90, $100, whatever the case is. Like, you want to know about that product. But I think the problem is that sometimes you don't rely upon your own instinct. You don't rely upon your own eyes. You let somebody else tell you something, and then that influences how you feel about it just off the top. Once again, nothing wrong with getting an opinion, nothing wrong with, you know, being smart about things, but I do think with this whole Metroid Prime 4 thing, I think a lot of it is blown out of proportion. Just based off of what now that I'm playing the game, I put like 4 hours plus into it today, although I was scanning way too, I spent so much time scanning. But I think a lot of it is just kind of crazy, being overblown from people who never played the game, and people just going off of what somebody else says, in my opinion. So shout outs to my man Deported Sicilian. Yo, Deported, welcome back, brother. And I have no problem with you liking Zelda 2, by the way. If you like Zelda 2, I can see why people like Zelda 2. The high and low attacks, the magic, the townspeople, it's kind of cool, right? Kind of cool. There's definitely a lot of good things about Zelda 2. I want a Metroid game with just a bike in the desert now for the whole game. You know what? That might be a game that might happen. Maybe we'll get like a mobile game like that. Deported Sicilian. So yeah. The Morn lore is interesting too. A little sad in places. I do miss the robotic voice saying recorded in to the log book. I don't even remember that voice. So yeah, I don't know if I missed it since I don't remember it. But now that you bring it up, okay, I'm like, okay, but I don't know if I missed that. But yeah, the lore is definitely good so far. You love scanning. I've been scanning all sorts of stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna get tired of it by the time that I'm done with the game. But for right now, I've been scanning everything in the world, and it's been okay. It's been all right. It's been all right. Been mixed scanner. How do you feel Metroid Prime 4 will be looked at back on in maybe 10 years in the future, after we hopefully get a couple other Metroid games? I think people will look back on it and people will say, why is it rated that low? I think people will look back on it and say it was actually way better than what some people are saying now. I think that if you look back, like let's say you play Metroid Prime 2, I think if you look back at that, some people will say this game's not as good as what it was rated. Same thing with Metroid Prime 3. Metroid Prime Remastered, obviously some people feel that way, core fans, but I think if you're someone new to the series and you play Prime 4 and you go back and you play the previous games, you're going to be like, yeah. Because Prime 4 just plays way better. From a gameplay standpoint, just plays way better. Now, obviously there's different mechanics, but you know, the desert, you might not like that. You might not like certain aspects, but just how it plays, the control options, the feel of it, immaculate, absolutely incredible. Blows the other Metroid Prime games away by I'm gonna say a country mile, but it blows them away. It blows them away. Like the controls itself are significantly better than any Metroid game, and I think I'm confident in saying that blows away the previous Metroid games. There's no better playing in terms of how you control it than this game. So many options, 120 FPS, a real 120 FPS, mouse mode, dual Joy-Cons, fusion, dual analog, gyro, gyro, or pointer controls, mouse controls, seamless between the four. You can go from dual analog to gyro to pointer to mouse and not change a single thing. You know what I'm saying? Or you have to change like dual fusion controls, but still, you guys get what I'm saying. Seamless. I can use this Pro controller and I can hit it with gyro and also use dual analog, you know? So control-wise, blows the other Metroid games away. So I think that when you start looking at retrospectives, depending on who you're talking to, if you're talking to a hardcore Prime 1 is the Lord and Savior, they're probably going to feel a little bit of a different way. If you're talking to someone like me who is just a fan, but likes previous Metroid games, or I don't think Metroid Prime is the greatest thing ever, I don't have, like, Metroid Prime as my top 10 games, I don't have that in there. If you're talking to me, obviously, or people like that, you know, I'm going to be like, this game's way better than what it reviewed, you know, because it's close to Other M right now. I played Other M back then, and I thought the controls were atrocious. I even said that back then. I liked the game, but the controls were atrocious. When I'm playing Prime 4, I'm not fighting the controls. It's instantly better than Other M, because the game does not play like a disaster. So when you're looking back in 10 years, and people are looking at review scores, or looking at what people were saying, and you see, wait a minute, hold up. Metroid Prime 4 and how this game plays is close to Other M? That's not right. So that's why I think people are going to feel completely different about it 10 years from now, you know? Shout out to the Deport. Thank you for the 20 months. Also, that's the KC. Thank you for the $1.99. Says bot today, ready to play. Love you keeping it real. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, KC. I'm just trying, man. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to keep it real and to just actually play. What's your... Yeah, my play style is dual fusion. So it's gyro combined with dual analog. So that's how I like to play. Well, it's not quite dual fusion, I guess. Dual fusion's either mouse, dual analog, or pointer, or I guess dual analog to pointer. But I use the gyro, and I use the dual analog, if I can speak dual analog. So I kind of fuse it. What's up, Nick93? Welcome. Prime 3 was extremely linear and reviewed better than it should have. I think if you go back and you play Prime 2 and Prime 3, once again, I don't know if those games, I don't know if I'm going to like those games more than I like this game. Once again, I don't really like Prime 2 as much as the other games in the series. I like Prime 3 the most out of them. So I'm kind of weird in that respect. I don't like, I know Prime 1 is better, or people say it's better. But I like aspects about, I like the corruption meter. I like that. And I like the fact that you kind of, you know, you like your ship is involved. Like I kind of like different things they put into the mix, right? Same thing with Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread, very different from previous Metroid games. Sure, it has a lot of aspects that are same, but Metroid's never had those Emmys. You know, those Emmys are wild, right? That's a very different gameplay mechanic. Now, the closest thing that it's had like the SAX or whatever, right? Like, you know, that Psycho Samus, fake Samus chasing you, or like sometimes, you know, being in like Metroid Fusion. That's about the closest thing. But still, it's nothing like the Emmys, you know, nothing like the Emmys. And I love those. Some people hate them, but I love those in that game. So for me, I like there to be some big changes to certain things. Once again, but I don't revere Metroid Prime 1. You know, I think it's good. I think it's very good. I think it earned its review scores, especially at the time. I played it back in the day. I played it on the Wii. I played it on the Wii U. I played it on, you know, I played it on the Switch one. But yeah, so far, when it comes to Metroid Prime 4, I'm really enjoying my playtime so far. Not perfect, but I'm enjoying my playtime so far. Metroid Dread is way faster than any other 2D Metroid game. It is really fast. Fusion's pretty fast too. So is Zero Mission at times, but yeah, Dread is super fast. The environments are top notch too. At least the ice belt is actually chill playing area. Nice. Wish Attica was here. Yeah, man, I wish Attica was here to play too. That would have been great. So yeah. I think that's how I played remastered dual stick plus motion gyro to fine tune aiming. Yeah, this game you need it even more than Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime, like you can use it, but I mean the game was built for Metroid Prime 1 was built for just lock-on aim. It wasn't even built for real, like, you know, shooting like that. It was just built for lock-on. So of course it's good if you can do it, you know. You just gyro, it's just easy. But Metroid Prime 4 is actually built to be played like, you know, a little bit like a shooter and also lock-on, both, you know, combined. So like the control scheme feels more natural within the actual combat of the game. Nick with the $2 dono. Shout out, he says, looking for tickets for the Rams Lions game next weekend. Thinking of coming down from North Cal to watch the game. Should be a good one. Both teams fighting for the playoffs. Niners schedule going to be tough after the Titans game. Yeah, they all have tough. I mean, it's all kind of tough though. The Rams don't have. I mean, the Rams schedule is tough. The Niners schedule is tough. There's a lot of tough games, and I think they play the Seahawks again, don't they? So yeah, if I'm not correct, I think they play the Seahawks again. I know they got an easy one this week with the Cardinals, but yeah, they got the Cardinals. But you know what? I would not sleep on that game, bro. Jacoby Brissett can throw the ball. He can sling the rock, man. They got a pretty potent pass offense, so I would not sleep on the Cardinals on that game, and that's in Tempe, in Arizona. So don't sleep on that game, man. They can put up some numbers. They're not a great team, but they can put up some numbers. Yeah, you guys got the Lions. You guys see the thing about the rest of the Rams schedule. You guys have the Lions, the Seahawks, the Falcons, and the Cardinals again. So I mean, theoretically, you should beat the Cardinals, the Falcons, and the Cardinals again. So you should at least win 3 of your last 5. But the Lions, that's going to be tough. The Seahawks, that's going to be tough. I mean, I don't know if Darnold's going to throw another 5 interceptions. And don't sleep on the Falcons. They've got Bijan Robinson. They've got Tyler Algier. They've got some playmakers. They've got Drake London. They've got some playmakers on offense. So don't sleep on them either. They can put up points. They can play too. So yeah, like I don't think that schedule is super easy. I don't think that's a super easy schedule, you know, to finish out the season for you guys as well. Thank you for the 2 though, Nick. I appreciate that. My target had no Metroid Prime 4 nor the Amiibo. Your target had none of them? Are you in the US, Vito? Is there target outside of the US? I don't know if there is. If they had no Metroid Prime 4, they didn't really order much. They didn't think it was going to sell very well. So they probably didn't order that many. You guys got the Bears coming up. No, we've got, yeah, the Titans. We got Titans, Bears. I think Titans, Bears, or Titans, Colts, Bears, and then Seahawks. So yeah. Although the Colts are imploding right now, and Daniel Jones is hurt. So I was feeling pretty bad about that Colts game, but now I'm feeling a little bit better. The Bears, I don't know about the Bears, man. That seems like a game that the Niners might lose. But the Bears, like, the Bears have been impressive, but they haven't been so impressive to the point where I'm like, okay, like, man, like they're lighting up everybody like the Rams were, you know? I'm more impressed with the Seahawks and the Rams than I am with the Bears. Although it's great that the Bears are doing so well, it's surprising. But in terms of just like watching the games and like seeing what they're doing, like I'm a bit more impressed like with other teams. But the Bears are still really good though. Their defense is turning it on, and their offense gets the job done when they need to get it done too. So they're good as well. Max only says just picked up Prime 4. I'm ready. Hey, there you go. So yeah, dang, better get the other 2 amiibo before they're gone forever. Yeah, I got 2 of the amiibo. I need to get the Silex amiibo. I'm hoping maybe nobody buys the Silex amiibo and it goes on sale. So I'm hoping I can do that later. So yeah. I almost missed the object outside of the shield for the first boss. Oh, there's objects to scan during the boss battles. To scan. Oh, you know, I might have missed during the boss battle for the first. I might have missed that. Yeah, I probably missed it. Oh well. I'm gonna play it again on hard mode anyway. So I'll be replaying the game on hard mode. So yeah. Yeah, I think I need the Cowboys to beat the Lions tonight. That's what I need. I need the Cowboys to beat the Lions, just so like the Lions go down a little notch and the Cowboys get you know, even out things. So yeah. Oh well, never mind. The Lions are smacking the Cowboys right now, 27-9. I mean, who knows? They might come back, but right now they're getting. Right now, the Lions are absolutely smacking the cat. That's another team that scares me. I think the Lions are really good. They just had a really tough schedule. Really tough schedule.
What do you think Metro next low Switch 2 game review? Lol, so far they got Hyrule Warriors, Air Riders, and now the Switch 2 version of Octopath Traveler 0.
What do you think of the Metro low Switch 2 game review? So far they got Hyrule. Oh, Metro. Yeah, that's that website that always gives low reviews, right? When's the next low one? The next low one from them. Probably Mario Tennis Fever. I'm guessing Mario Tennis Fever is gonna review really bad or not great. I'm guessing it's gonna be like in the 70s or something like that, which is not terrible, but people are just gonna say it's overpriced, it's not good, it's this, it's that, because it's not like $20 or something like that. So I'm guessing Mario Tennis Fever is gonna be the next, like, you know, for like all the single players bare bones or something, you know. It's probably gonna be Mario Tennis Fever. so yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Let's see here. City just went down, leaving the game. Ooh, not good. As a Cowboys fan, we ain't winning, we suck. No, the Cowboys are actually good. You guys are just, I think the Lions are just maybe a little bit better, but the Cowboys are not bad. I mean, I don't think you can beat the Chiefs and you beat the Eagles 2 weeks in a row and be like, oh yeah, you're terrible. Like, I don't think that's the case. It's just you know, they went some games. CD was hurt. They went some games without CD, and then you know they have some new coordinators, new stuff. So it does take some time to kind of get all that together. They lost Micah Parsons, obviously, so there was that. So I don't think they're terrible. I just don't think that they're obviously not incredible, but they're not terrible. I don't know why people hated Miles. Dude is funny. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny too. I laughed a couple times. But some people don't like, you know, they don't want other characters to be in Metroid, so, you know, they think that the writing's terrible. I guess somebody said that they were one of the writers for Metroid Prime 4, and, like, Twitter is just tearing them a new one, and I don't know why they would do that. Like, if you're a part of the Metroid Prime 4 team, dude, do not post anything. I know you want to be happy or proud about it, but right now I would wait till people actually play the game and make their own opinions. Right now, people are just going off the highs of reviews. So I think I saw like a writer or somebody say that, and I'm like, dude, you should have just done that on Blue Sky or something like that, or do that like, or you should have just done, I think it was a girl, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea because people are just acting psycho right now. So yeah, absolutely psycho with some of the stuff. Miles got me to laugh. Yeah, I think I laughed about twice. There was one thing that he laughed where he went, ah! And then one that was like, okay, this is real cheesy. It's about to get real nerdy. Reminded me of like Ace Ventura, or reminded me of like The Mask. Like, what did The Mask used to always say? Like the from the movie The Mask, the Jim Carrey. It reminded me of that a little bit. Then he said something else. I think I scanned him, and he's like, "Did you just scan me? Like, what did it say?" And I think he said, "Did you just scan me? What did it say?" And I was like, I just like kind of like laughed out loud with that because I didn't expect him to know. Like, I wasn't facing towards him. How did he know that I scanned him? How did he know? How did he know that how did he know that I scanned him, bruh? Like, what's going on here? Are you scanning me? What did it say? Yeah, that was funny. I actually laughed out loud with that one. I thought the Federation Troopers looked really cool. Big improvement over Metroid Prime 3. Oh yeah. I'm not to the point yet, but from what I saw, I thought it would look kind of dope. Both of our teams having the same amount of wins right now is crazy, especially with all the injuries you guys had. Yeah. But we did have an easier schedule, Nick. Like, our schedule was easier. That's why I thought the Niners could be good this year, record-wise, because the schedule was easy. I already factor in injuries. The Niners were already banged up and injured before the season even started, so I already factor in injuries. Although, I'll be honest, I didn't factor in Bosa and Warner both getting hurt, and Mykel Williams, the three best defensive players all getting hurt. I didn't factor that in, but I always factor Bosa getting hurt. I always factor, because he's been out for seasons before, so I always factor him getting hurt. But I didn't factor this many injuries, but I factored in some of it. But the schedule's been, I would say, average to mediocre, like mediocre to bad at best. The schedule was bad. Like their schedule is easy. They had one of the easiest schedules in the league. Not the easiest. I think the Patriots have had the easiest schedule by far. Like the combined teams have won like only like 30 games or something. Like look at the Patriots. The Patriots' strength of victory is terrible. Like they barely beat any good teams. Like the Bills. Like that's like the best team that they beat. So yeah, the Rams and the Niners. The 49ers have a harder schedule than the Patriots, but the Rams have had a pretty difficult schedule. They've had a tough one. They're in the best division in football. Plus, they've had some. You know, they've had like Philly this year. They've had some other. They had the Colts already this year. You know, they were one of the teams to beat the Colts before the Colts started losing. So yeah. Should I play the new Metroid? Do you like Metroid Prime? If you like Metroid Prime games, then I'd say, yeah, give it a shot. Wow, just got the chrono. Okay, hold up. Let's not spoil potential stuff because the game just came out. But yes, I feel you on that, Artisan. Let's not spoil stuff. Let's see. Any kind of DLC for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? Nothing yet. No. Nothing yet when it comes to DLC or anything like that. Never played them. If you've never played Metroid Prime, I would say absolutely pick it up because now you don't have people poisoning you, telling you that Prime 1 is the pinnacle of the earth and the god of everything that's all Metroid. So yes, if you've never played a Metroid game, pick up Prime 4. I can recommend it pretty easily because you don't have Metroid Prime 1, the Metroid Prime 1 elephant in the room, you know? And you don't have any reference point to how you feel it should play. Now, if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But yeah, I would highly recommend it for people who don't play Metroid. 100%. Like, if you don't play Metroid or if you don't have any reference point, then I'd say, yeah, pick it up. But only if you have disposable income to pick it up. Like, if you have issues or if you have other things, or like, let's say if you could bet $70 and you'd be okay, like it's not gonna, like you're not gonna be worried about it, then I'd say, okay, take the chance. Because, you know, I don't know like how long it is, how much replay, like I don't know your situation. So I do also want to be cognizant of like money for you. So if you're someone that, you know, where you do have some disposable income every month or every couple weeks or at any point, and like you couldn't, like if you lost $70 or $80 right now, you're okay, you wouldn't think about it twice, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, then I'd say, okay, yeah, go ahead and just try it out, right? Now, I will also say this. If you live here in the US, and depending on where you live, you can play a demo. If you go to Best Buy, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, one of those. They don't have it at every single one. But if they have a demo unit, if you've ever seen a demo unit at one of those stores, they should have Metroid Prime 4 on there. So you can go play the demo and see what you think. It's the beginning mission. It's all the way through to the boss battle. So you can go play it and you can see what you think, you know? So I would say go do that first. And then if you like it, just buy the game. That's the whole point, right? So go to the store and say, I think I'm going to buy it. Go play the demo. If you like the demo, then pick up the game. I think that'd probably be like the best way to say it. Yes, Prime 4 is incredibly accessible to new players. Really, really accessible to new players. So yeah. Yeah, smoking. There you go. That's what it is. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the people saying the mouse stuff is overblown. I think it's a little overblown too. Like, I understand why some people are saying it, but I think it's a little overblown. Yeah, it's a little overblown. Now that we can actually play the game ourselves, it's a little overblown. But you know, it is what it is. Let's see here. If you've never played Metroid, then pick up Metroid Dread. That's an actual 10 out of 10. Well, if you don't like you might not like 2D games, or you might not like, you know, he's talking about Metroid Prime 4. So I'm guessing that, you know, if he's interested in playing the new game, then yeah, check it out. But I'm not sure if he likes 2D games. You know, I'm not sure if he likes 2D or if he likes, you know, that style of game. So there's also, yeah, but yes, Metroid Dread is available too. You know, like I said, I like 2D more than I like 3D, but that doesn't mean I think that people shouldn't give the 3D games a chance, like, or try. You might like it a lot, or you might like it more than 2D. So I'm not here to tell people to lock people out of potentially trying something that they could think is amazing just because you think 2D is better. I think that we need to be more cognizant of what some other people might think too. So even though, yes, I do believe the 2D games are better, although I am really liking Metroid Prime 4. I think that it might be better than some of the 2D games. Not sure if I'm gonna put it above Dread. But yeah, I think that people should be allowed to see if they might like it, you know. And if you like it, maybe try out the 2D games. If you like Metroid Prime 4, okay, try out the 2D game too. You know, I think that's probably the better way of doing it than saying, oh, just stick with the 2D. Don't even give the 3D a chance. Like, why not? Like, you might like it. You might like the 3D. You might like both of them. There are people that like both Metroid Dread and also, or 3D and 2D. So, like, yeah, that's probably a better option than just saying don't try it at all. Don't ever try it, you know? In my opinion, at least. Hope everyone is having a lovely evening. Gonna go sit outside until my copy of Metroid Prime 4. Hey, shout out Snow. Thanks for coming out to the stream. And enjoy the Metroid Prime when you get a chance to play it. I played for about 30 minutes so far. I have to say I'm impressed with the game so far. Mouse mode is going to take a while to get used to. Yeah, you don't have to use mouse mode. Like, if you want to just use pointer, you can use pointer. You can use dual analog. Like, or you can use gyro. There's other ways. You don't have to.
Also, if you get the physical version, you could always return it if you really don't like it. Have you bought all the games you are going to this year? I think Prime 4 or technically Sonic Crossworld Switch 2 upgrade was my last game this year.
Yeah, I think I've purchased my last game this year. I might pick up Octopath Traveler 0, but I don't have any time to play it, so there's no point in picking it up right now because I don't really have any time to play it. So there's no point in picking it up because I still need to play Trails in the Sky. I still need to finish Hades. I still need to finish. I've got so many Silk Song, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Like, I've got too many games in the backlog. So, yeah, I mean, I want Octopath Traveler 0, but I mean, what can I do, man? I gotta play Prime 4 and Age of Imprisonment. I gotta beat those 2 games. Free Metroid hat with the $10 donations. I am at Volt Forge and Prime 4, and Miles has not spoiled a single puzzle yet. So far, Miles stuff is overblown. It's great. That's why I said I think people are gonna feel differently about this game 2, 3, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. People are gonna be like, wait a minute, hold up. This game is actually incredible. There are some people that are, you know, obviously trying to just write on, like, they hear what other people say, so I need to make my review and be angry too. I mean, that's fine as well. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think people are going to feel very differently in the future about this game. I think this game is great. I think it plays really good. So, yeah. And once again, 8 out of 10 is not a bad score. It's just low for Metroid Prime numbered series games, you know? But it's not like it's a terrible score. Like, oh my God, people are saying this game is the worst game ever. Nah, I mean, people aren't saying that. It's just some people just didn't like it compared to Metroid Prime 1 in that feel. But for me, I wanted something a little bit different. I don't need repeats of Metroid Prime 1 over and over and over again. And like I said, I don't worship Metroid Prime 1. I think it's a very good game. I think it earned its reviews and all that it's got. But you guys don't hear me. Like, when I do, like, my top games of all time, like, when I did my top 25 Switch games, I don't think Metroid Prime was even in the top 25. I'm not sure if it even was. I don't remember. I know Metroid Dread was in the top 10. But Metroid Prime was not in my top 10. You know, so I don't worship Metroid Prime like that. So I don't feel like I need to play Metroid like they need to do everything that Metroid Prime 1 did. I don't feel that way. You know, so that's the reason why. Like I said, in my top 10 Switch 1 games, Metroid Prime was not in my top 10. I don't think it was. So yeah. Just think MP remasters 94 Metacritic, MP4 has 80. That's insane. Well, I mean, like, it's not really too insane when you start really thinking about it, because I knew that it was going to score a lot lower. I didn't know it was going to score that much lower, but I knew that it was going to score lower. I was saying 87. So, I mean, Metroid Prime 4, or Metroid Prime came out 20-something years ago. Like, if Nintendo made the exact same game as Metroid Prime 4, I think it would have scored higher than what it has right now, but I don't think it would have scored super, super high. You know, I don't think it would have scored like, oh my God, it would have scored like 90 something. I don't think it would have. People would have just said, oh, well, they just did the same thing. Metroid Prime Remastered has a 94 because it's just the same game with better graphics. So they have to give it the stat score, you know? They have to give it a good, because it's the same game but better graphics, you know? So yeah. But it's also a good game too. It's also a really good game as well. So yeah. Sir, yes, sir. Just got the Volt Forge 2. Solid game. So, yeah, I think that what's going to happen here, guys, is that we're all going to play it for those who want to play. And we're all going to talk about it. And then we're going to find out. Like, in the coming months and years, we're going to find out. You know, we're going to find out how people really feel, you know? Let's see. I want another try at Metroid, at Other M gameplay style. I think they should fix Other M first. I think that'd probably be, like, the first thing to do is, like, take Other M, remaster it, and put it back out, and then go from there, because what we need is that we need that game to be fixed when it comes to the controls in that game. The controls need to be fixed in that game, and maybe you have some story adjustments. Maybe you kind of do like a SMT5 Vengeance thing, like where you kind of fix the story to be a bit better, fix different things. Maybe you kind of alter it a little bit, but I mean, they're never going to spend the money to do that, so yeah. Shout outs to Free Metroid Hat. Thank you so much for the dono, man. You guys are crazy today. Appreciate that. Last couple of weeks of 3 solid Nintendo games have been fun. Yeah, got a little bit of a breakdown though. The game does feel a little fusiony in the sense that it feels obvious where you're supposed to go, but I don't care. Yeah, Mike, I think that's something that they intentionally tried to do, and I can understand for some people, you know, maybe they want it to be to where you get lost or whatever all the time. I'll be honest, I don't like that, but I know that's part of Metroid. But I'm not a huge fan of not knowing where to go all the time. But yes, I do think that, yeah, they did try to kind of point you in what direction you're supposed to go. I mean, there is some variance of where it's like, okay, I mean, I have got kind of smixed a little bit. That's because I'm directionally challenged at times. So yeah. Yo, Gloria with the 20. Thank you so much, Gloria. I appreciate that. Says, greetings, OJ. Just listening to the stream as I commute 65 miles home from work. Ooh. Do you really commute that far? Oh, I'm so sorry, Gloria. Must be a good job, though, if you commuting that far. I mean, I know it's probably pretty good then. 60 miles. Ooh. That is a commute, young lady. But I'm guessing you like your job then, because there's no way that you're commuting that long if you don't like the job. So that's good. Thank you for the big 20, young lady. I appreciate that. Let's see here. We've got Bramble, Scramble. Hopefully you get some opportunity to play Metroid when you feel like it. All right, here we go. Los Angeles pays better. Oh, you're in LA? Oh, I didn't know you were in LA. Oh, okay, cool. If I'm in LA, I'll definitely have to stop by and say hi. My friend Paul Gale lives in LA too. So if I'm ever in LA, Gloria, I'll make sure to let you know beforehand, so I can just say hi if I'm in your neck of the woods. That's awesome. I didn't know you were LA. I didn't know you were in California. Shout outs. Let's go. Let's see here. But yeah, LA does pay better. That's true. LA does. But the price of living, so I can see why you commuting. It ain't worth it to live closer, because the price of the housing compared to living a bit further away and just commuting and spending the money on gas instead, it's way better than actually living closer in LA and paying the money to live there, because you'll probably get a box for way more expensive than where you're living at right now, you know? So, okay. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I used to commute once a week to Thousand Oaks back in the day, but the pay was not great. I would just be commuting, you know? The pay wasn't great, though. It was actually kind of trash. But I would commute once a week to Thousand Oaks. So it was about an hour and a half, almost, sometimes 2 with traffic. So I'd have to leave my house by like 4 to get there or to leave my house by like 5 to get there by like 7. Free Metroid, thank you for the $5 dono. It says we need a remaster of Metroid Prime Hunters with modern controls and graphics on Switch 2. That would be sick. You know what would be good? I think just a new Metroid Prime Hunters game. Just say, hey, look, this is just a brand new one, you know? Brand new Metroid Prime Hunters game. Metroid Prime Hunters 2 or Metroid Prime Predators. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. The follow-up, you know? So yeah. Expression is good. It's fine to get lost here or there, but but if the player doesn't feel a sense of progression, it can make the game feel boring after a while and it gets dropped. Yeah. Understandable, for sure. House King. Thank you for the 20. Thank you for the 5. Shout out to you. I don't know what's going on today. Metroid Prime 4 hype day today, guys. Further than beyond. We still got some more time left on the stream, though. So if you have your questions, we've got about another 5, 8, 9, 10 minutes. So we'll see what we can do. Ask your questions if you have them, and we'll go. I'm gonna be honest, I'd rather have Metroid 6. You know, I think if they made a Metroid Prime Hunters 2, I don't think it would be made by Retro Studios. I think it would be made by another team, somebody else. Because I don't think Metroid Prime Hunters was made by Retro Studios. That was not made by like the main team. So I think if they did like a Hunters, just like Metroid Federation Force was not made by Retro, it was made by Next Level Games. So if they did like a Hunters 2, I think it would be probably like a separate team, something different. It'd be in between, you know, before the wait for like the next Metroid game, you know, like the next 3D Metroid game at least. Metroid Prime Hunters featuring Miles, dude, that would be great. Federation Troopers, Miles, okay, yeah. Which I can't wait to play some more Metroid Prime. I've got it on sleep mode right now on my work Switch. I can't wait to play some more Metroid Prime tonight. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna hang out with my son though. I'm gonna get him ready for bed and hang out with him, and we're gonna practice talking and all that. But after that, oh man, I am gonna get my Metroid on. I'm gonna get my Metroid on, baby. Hunters was made by Nintendo Software Technologies in Redmond, Washington. Okay, there you go. So yeah, it wasn't made by Retro though. Metroid Prime 4 is kicking your butt. Oh man, you're getting smoked. I'm telling you, we need a Star Fox Metroid crossover. Let's just get a Star Fox game first. Let's get a new Star Fox game. Like, we got our Metroid Prime 4, which is awesome. Now let's just get Star Fox 2, and I think we'll be okay. And then we can think about the crossover game after that. But I think right now what we need is that we need a new Metroid Prime game. Or sorry, new Star Fox game. We just got Metroid Prime. You have two Switch 2s? I do. I have one that's tuned for work, so if I stream or if I have to capture footage, I have one that's just like a work Switch where I only use it for when I need to stream or when I need to like, you know, cut footage together for videos or capture my gameplay, because the problem is that like HDR and my TVs they're different. So if I just use the dock, just get a dock and separate it, the HDR is jacked up, the settings are jacked up, because this MSI OLED is a monitor. My TV here where I play my games, that is an LG. And LGs are weird compared to other TVs, the LG OLEDs, in terms of like the modes and stuff like that. So it's not a clean swap. You have to start messing with things each time that if I play it on here, I gotta mess with the settings. If I play it on here, I gotta mess with the settings. So I just got another one for work. You see, 27 to 19. Okay, we can widen this gap, please. 27 to 19. Ooh. They're coming back a little bit. Hold up here. Cowboys coming back a little bit. Coming back a little bit. That's a one-score game. 8 points, right? So, there you go. It would be cool to see if they do 120 hertz for the next 2D Metroid. I mean, they definitely could. I don't see why they couldn't. I mean, especially for a 2D game. I mean, Metroid Dread ran at 60 FPS on Switch 1. So, I think that for the next 2D Metroid game, I don't think 120 hertz would be off the table. But remember, 120 hertz is definitely for people technically proficient. Nintendo was able to get 120 hertz because the people that made the people at Retro Studios, they are technically proficient. They got a bunch of people that worked on Halo, that worked on Uncharted, that worked on Call of Duty. You know, they got a bunch of people that worked on like these games, obviously with systems that are much more powerful. And, you know, technologically advanced, when it comes to like just raw power, more like, I mean, technologically advanced is subjective because the type of technology in the Switch 2, it's actually pretty good. But just, you know, guys that know how to work with higher frame rates and stuff like that. So I think that's the reason why that this game does run at that, because we've had Switch 1 versions that, I mean, like Pokemon Legends ZA, why doesn't that run at 120 FPS? Well, because Game Freak, right? So we've had, I mean, most games, I would probably say all the Switch 1 games should be able to run at 120 FPS on Switch 2. But it's about, once again, the technical proficiency. It's about the time that you have to make the game. There's a lot of factors, like certain elements in terms of animations, not, you know, sometimes not all the animations will move over or look good at that, or will render weird. So there's definitely a lot of things that kind of play a part into that. From what MVG has said is that you kind of have to plan like 60 FPS or 120 you have to plan that from the very beginning. It's not just like, oh well, more powerful hardware, that means 60 FPS, or sorry, that means 120 FPS, right? So it's one of those things like to where if you don't plan it out and kind of make it based off of that, it's not gonna happen. So I think that Metroid Prime 4, whether they started out with that or not, I mean, obviously it was Switch 1 first, but I think that they kind of had a feeling maybe that Switch 2 would be a part of the thing here, part of the package for when they release Metroid Prime. So yeah. I got Dread on Switch 2 up. If Dread got a Switch 2 update, I'll probably play that again. It doesn't really need it though. Yeah, it doesn't really need it, but I think I'd probably, I mean, if you clean that game up, make it run at 4K, you know, make that baby run at 120, or, you know, or make that big, I mean, it's already at 60, but you clean that up to 4K? Because, I mean, it doesn't look bad on a big TV, but I mean, a 4K on there would be, it'd be nice. It'd be a nice clean image to play. I mean, I played that in the most ghetto way possible. I played that on my original Nintendo Switch Super Smash, was it the Super Smash Brothers edition? Of the LCD model. Of the like where the battery's not that. It wasn't even the V2 Switch. So I played that in the most ghetto way possible. So I'm looking, I mean, if I could play it in the 4K with the 60 FPS or 120 FPS update, I'll probably check it out. I'd definitely go back and play it again, maybe. So yeah, there's a section straight after getting the bike. I just keep dying. Well, keep at it, man. Keep at it. You just gotta Just got to keep at it. See if you can get through it, you know. You'll get through it. Just apply some different techniques, you know. Apply some different techniques. So yeah. Apply some different techniques and you can do it, you know. You can do it as well. You'll be able to get through it. Well, I'm glad that there's some difficulty in there for some people though. That's good as well. That's good as well. Dread was meant to be played on the white. Oh, it was. Here's the reason why I didn't play Dread. For those who are wondering, OJ, why didn't you play it on the OLED? Well, I was in Nigeria, and the OLED came out while I was in Nigeria, and I did not get back. It came out October 21st or October something, or October 8th or 9th. I forgot exactly when Dread launched. I think it was early October. I was in Nigeria from, I think, like the end of September 2021 or mid or end of September to, I think, early November, if I'm not correct. I think I came home either very late October or early November. So my order of the Switch OLED and Metroid and all that was at Best Buy here in California. Well, I was a million miles away in Nigeria. And the reason why I was able to play the game, I got a review code from Nintendo, and I wasn't able to play the game right away. The internet was so bad at the hotel that I was staying at in Nigeria. It took me a day to download Metroid Dread. It took me one full day. That's how bad the internet was. I had 1 megabyte up, 1 megabyte down. And for those who have seen it, like, if you go to my streams, you can go check out my streams from Nigeria. In October if you go back on my stream, just look back for October 2021. I was in Nigeria like the whole time there. So the stream looks incredibly crusty, and there's even sometimes the lights just go out. So that's the reason why I did not have the OLED, and I played it on I just had my regular Switch, you know. So yeah, and I'm stupid. I didn't bring my dock and all that because I didn't think I'd be in Nigeria for that long. I thought I'd only be there for a couple of weeks. Ended up staying there for like a month and a half. So, yeah. So that was the thing. Yo, what's up, Dark Synchron? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing today? How are you doing today, brother? Thanks for coming out for this stream. Shout outs to everybody that came out today, though, man. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button if you have not hit that like button yet. Hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you guys for being awesome. You know, you guys are great. You guys are incredible. You guys are absolutely incredible. So yeah, what we're gonna do is that we're pretty much gonna wrap it up here, though, guys. I've pretty much exhausted all of the topics today, so I don't think there's really anything else to discuss or talk about. I'll give you guys more of my updated impressions of Metroid Prime 4 tomorrow, maybe in a video, and then also for JoJo Friday as well. Let's go, Titan. Shut up. So thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Chillin' been playing Warriors. Nice. Warriors is great, Dark Synchron. I love that game, but I just have to drop it for right now because I'm picking up what's it called? I picked up Metroid Prime 4, so yeah, so many games. So yeah, check out my most recent video, guys. I talked about the launch, the big launch news for Metroid Prime 4, launch news and updates. So if you haven't seen it, check out that vid. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys for being awesome. Thank you guys for, just like I said, supporting so much. You guys have been great. Thank you to all the new subs too. A lot of you guys subbing up. So I appreciate. Are we back? Okay, hold up. Shout outs to Clabby. I think we're back. I'm sorry. It disconnected for a second, but now we're back. Okay. So Clabby with the 5 and says, and thank you Vatset with the 5. It says, before you go, any first time parent suggestions? I'm still adjusting. Okay. So can you guys hear me in the chat? Can you guys hear me? Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. Sorry. It disconnected, but then now we're reconnected back. We back. Okay. So, first time parenting advice for Clabby. Clabby, number one thing that you need to know as a parent, you can never have too many diapers or wipes. Diapers and wipes are very important. Number two, Costco is your friend for diapers and wipes. Costco is your friend. They've got the best prices on diapers and wipes. Number three, sleep when you can. If you can get some sleep in when the boys or the girls or whatever your kids are sleeping, you should be sleeping too. Now, if you have work or whatever, then obviously you can't do anything about that. But if it's during the day or if it's and they get, bro, go ahead and sleep too while you're at it, because you start doing things and then when they wake up and you're tired, that's the worst. Another thing that I would say, patience, patience, patience. You're not going to be able to play video games as much. You're not going to be able to work out as much as you want. You're not going to be able to do as much stuff as you want. You're not going to be able to do a lot of different things that you want to do. It's not even about money. It's just about the time. So your time becomes incredibly valuable at this point. So when it comes to doing stuff that you want, right? Prioritize what you want and what you need to do, you know? So that's something that I do. I still watch my streamers. I still watch it, but I just optimize. If I'm on the toilet, I can watch something or I can get something else done, you know? So I optimize my time a lot as well, you know? Playing a game, hey, watch a stream or watch a podcast too to get whatever news you're looking at too, or do kind of try to double up on stuff that you need to do so you're not overwhelmed. Also, keep things clean. The rooms, the bathrooms, everything, keep everything as clean as possible. Kids' immune system, babies' immune systems are not great. So keep everything clean. When you come out, I know it's sometimes, yeah, everybody washes their hands, but sometimes you forget when you don't have kids. And then when you have kids, you need to wash your hands and you need to be very, very, very clean. A lot cleaner than you usually are. Even if you think that you're clean, be even cleaner than you were before. So yeah, definitely cleanliness and just keeping things in order. If you keep things out of order and then you also have kids crying and then you have to change diapers and then you have to do all this other stuff, like, you get annoyed. It makes things annoying. So try to keep everything as clean as possible. Try to not leave stuff around, try to not do whatever, because it just starts getting annoying. If you tripping over things or if you messing up things or if whatever, you know, it just becomes annoying. So, and I know sometimes it's like you don't have time to clean up everything or do everything, or maybe wife isn't helping as much or whatever, but just try to keep everything clean. Try to keep everything in order. And I need to do a better job with that. You know, I need to do a better job with that. And also, because sometimes at night, you know, the babies will be crying, need to get the milk. You don't want anything on the ground and you trip. If you're carrying them, that is like the worst nightmare. Like, you fall, you better bash your head before something happens to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I say don't leave things on the ground. Because if it's nighttime, you're waking up and you don't turn on the light, you trip, and like, let's say you're carrying them, bro, you should die before that kid even gets a single thing hurt, you know? So I'd also say that too. So just be careful, because I had a close one with my first kid where I almost dislocated my shoulder because I did not see what I was looking at, and I was picking her up to try to go, and I tripped, and I was like, no! And like, I freaking turned and I jammed my shoulder really bad. But I was like, there's no way I'm gonna, you know, I had to do whatever I could. So that was just me being messy though. So I jacked my shoulder up, you know, but this was like a decade plus ago. So, but I was like, there's no way, man. I was, ooh. So just keep everything in order so you don't trip. And I suggest don't take the baby out too much. Yeah, exactly. Keep the baby inside. I mean, if you have to take the baby out, then take the baby out. But yeah, definitely keep the baby inside more so than anything. Sometimes it's good for the babies. I mean, their immune systems are weak, but they do need to start, you know, having some type of stuff, because, you know, then you have like the cells kind of adapt and all that. You don't want them to have like to where they're never ever exposed to anything. But at the same time, obviously, you don't want too much coming. It's kind of like a delicate balance, right? Because like you're gonna see a baby's gonna sneeze, right? If a baby sneezes, obviously a little bit of bacteria, right? So so you want the little sneezing's good every now and then, but like nothing obviously too crazy. I have twins in it. Yeah, exactly. Double the diapers, double the baby food, double the stuff, double everything. But if you plan everything out, it'll be a lot easier for you. If you plan everything out, you kind of write things down, it's a lot easier for you and it's not as bad. But yeah, I'll be honest, Clabby, twins just seems like something that's just, ooh, you know, ooh. I'm not sure if I can deal with it, my man. But yeah. But it's crazy. So yeah. But yeah, there you go. Hopefully that was good enough advice for you. Shout outs to everybody, triple platinum on a random Thursday, Metroid Dread Day. Yo, let's go. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. So I appreciate you guys. Limit break as well. You know, we gotta play up limit break. So shout outs to everybody, man. Shout outs to everybody. Appreciate it. Sam, thank you for the subscription as well. Appreciate it. Welcome to Elite Ninja Village. That's hard, but I got 5. So, oh my God! Chalice DJ, you've got 5 kids? Oh, bruh, yeah, no, I'm getting, dang, hey, congrats, man. That's a blessing having so many kids, and, well, it's a blessing to be a father to so many kids that look up to you. But, woo, bro, I've got 2, and one of them don't even live with me, and I'm like, bro, this is enough. I'm good. Like, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm done. Like, I'm done. Sorry, Metroid. I meant Metroid Prime Day. My bad. Metroid Prime Day. Woo. Nah, man. That's a lot. I'm okay. Hey, I'm glad that you taking care of business though, Chalice DJ. Let's go. You know, take care of the kids. But yeah, if he's got 5, my man Chalice DJ, he's got all the tricks. You know, he's got all of them. You know, zam. That's a lot. All right, so, all right, guys. On that note, Chalice DJ, I appreciate you, fam. I got 1. I'm good. I know. Exactly. I said, bro, today's day ain't got 1. I'm good, fam. My mom was like, you're going to have more, right? I was like, you go have more. Bro, I said, you go have more. Bro, I go buy a Snickers bar. Why is it $5? No, you go have more. Snickers bars aren't $5, but y'all know what I'm like. No. No. Let's see here. CBH says 8 kids. You have 8 kids. Hey, man, shout outs, but I can't, man. I can't. Shout outs, though. Shout outs to you guys repopulating the earth, though. That's good. We need a better workforce. There's not enough people even having kids these days, just because, you know, so yeah, man, like, do you remember all their names easily? Like, is it like a, real quick, CBH, like, can you remember all their names without thinking a little bit? You know, because I'll be honest, like, I know all the names of all my nieces and nephews, but like in terms of total, when they're all around, maybe I'm just getting old. I remember their names, but sometimes I mix things up. But I know all the names though. But I'm so used to saying like, oh, like this or this or this. Sometimes I confuse things, but I know who they are, of course. But that's just like my 2. I have 2 nieces, I have 2 nephews, and of course I have 2 kids myself. So there's like 6 total. And sometimes I'm like, oh, this or that or whatever. Like, 2 would be enough for me. Yeah, 2's enough for me. I got a boy and I got a girl, and I'm like, done. Boy achieved. Done. You know, I really wanted a boy. If I didn't have a boy this time, if my boy was, you know, somehow it was a girl, I would have had maybe 1 more, but I would have made sure that I got a boy. I would have made sure it was a boy. But that would have been down the line. I wouldn't have been anytime soon. Got your own basketball team. I'm good. Yo, let's go. Names are good. Birthdays are tricky. Names are good. Birthdays are tricky. Yeah, I bet, bro. I bet. Names... Bro. Like, what do you... Do they all, like... How does the household work, fam? Like, breakfast, everybody just come up, and is it like a fast food, like a factory? How does... Bro, I don't... Listen, hey, however y'all get it done, hey, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate... Woo, boy. That just seems like so much work. Man, did you really want to have 8 kids? Was it like, oh, I want 8 kids? Was it like, or did it just happen 8 kids because it happened? But did you actually want 8 kids? Or like, Charles, did you want 5 kids? Did you want 8 kids? Like, was that planned, or was it just like, oh, it just happened, it happened, you know? That just seems so much. It seems like so much work in today's day. Hey, I got a newfound respect. I mean, I respect all you guys here, but I got a newfound respect for CBH and Chalice DJ. I'm over here talking about, oh man, my son, it takes a while to... I'm over here. I'd probably never complain again about my 2 kids, bro. Goodness gracious. Man, that just seems like so much. Seems like so much. Filled in the team like, yeah, Sean Alexander for sure, man. Yeah, you got your own basketball. You got a whole squad. You can be the coach. How many boys and how many girls? Chalice, DJ, and CBH. Just happened. 4 in my 20s, 4 in my 30s. Woo! I bet this music was playing anytime that your wife got pregnant. Was this music playing? This man is CJ. This man's walking it out. Here we go again. I bet the hospital staff knows you. They're like, they know you on a first name basis the whole time. Oh, man. Goodness gracious. Woo! 5 girls, 3 boys. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. That's awesome, man. That's so awesome. Whew. I just thought of how much work it was just for one. But, okay, so none of them, it was just, they just happened. None of them were planned. It just happened. You just, oh, okay, we're just with my wife, whatever, right? Okay, that's fine, too, so. Man, that's crazy, bro. Congrats, though, man. Congrats. Are you done or are you good? You done or are you good? 5 kids, 8 kids. Y'all are so brave in this day and age. Music, Octa Traveler, CLT, Savannah the Saint. But first, finish this song, please. All right, we'll do that. Then we'll do one more. Then we'll go. Then we'll wrap it up. Wait, no, this song's 8 minutes. I can't finish this song because I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. Simeon Coin. So we're gonna get to your music first. Oh, we'll play a little bit more. Then we're gonna get to your music right after this. Because this is an 8-minute track. We'll play that next. Thank you for the 5, man. I appreciate it. Man, that is so wild to me, bro. So wild. It was the water they were drinking in the 90s. Oh man, the water you guys were drinking in the 90s. We done. I didn't watch TV. You're done. I hope so, man. That's good. That's good because that just seems like a lot of stress. So real quick, CBH, how old is the oldest, and how old is the oldest and the youngest? Like, what's the gap between like the oldest and the youngest? Because you said 4 in your 20s, 4 in your 30s. So what's the gap? Man, that's wild. Super respect, dude. Super respect. All right, Chalice with the 5 says, peace out. Hey, shout out to Chalice. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 5, man. Hey, man, I'm glad that you out there, you know, being a good father to the kids, bro. That's so good. Take it easy, bro. Girl is 15, boy is 3. Woo! Nice, nice, man. Nice, nice. That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, my girl is. That's almost the split between my the difference between you and me. The only difference is that you decided to have 6 kids in between that 15 and that 3, where I didn't. But that's pretty much the gap. That's almost the gap. My girl's about to be 14. My boy is 2. So that's pretty much almost the same, you know, close to being the same, me and you, like in terms of our first and our last. But me, after my first, I was like, get me out of here. I was like, ah! I almost went insane, bro. So that was the difference between me and you. I was like, bro, I ain't having nothing. I'm done. I was like, I am good, you know. And then and then obviously I found the right person. Then I was like, okay, cool. I'll have one more. Yeah, that's the difference between me. I just said I'm good, bro. I was Saint OJ. I turned into a nun in between that time period. I was good. Bro, I wasn't doing nothing. I was just working and being stressed out. I wasn't doing nothing in between there. That was the last thing on my mind. What up, OJ? Metroid Prime 4 is awesome on Switch 1. Started playing it on Switch 2, mouse mode only. Game is incredible. Nice. Glad that you're enjoying it, man. Don't roll in stone like mines. I'm only number 5 out of 20 different moms, but share the same daddy. LOL, the cool. Oh, did you just say number 5 out of 28 kids? But different moms? Oh my gosh, your dad is... This man's been professional. He's been doing it for decades. He's an all-time. That is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. This man... Did this man's check get split into mincemeat on all you guys, or what? Like, oh my goodness. Grandma said so? Oh. Yo. Shout out to Vaccent. Appreciate you. I bet it was kind of rough at times, man. Number 5 and 6 out of 28. Whew. What's up, Buster 5? Let's get this next track up now, though. Just so we can kind of... So I can get back. I gotta see my boy, and then we gotta get back to doing what we doing, baby. I'm not sure about this Saint music. It does not... I think this is it. So we're gonna play this one. That Saint music does not pop up. Shout outs to Griffin. Glad that you're enjoying it, though. His dad was Abraham. Bruh. Something. He put the name in the Rolling Stone. Yeah. Yeah, he really did. He was out there, bro. He was out there doing his thing. So yeah. He was out there doing his thing for sure. Oh man. It's a close game between the Cowboys and the Lions. Cowboys always coming back. Always coming back. Oh, hold up. The mouse modes are very good, and firefights do get hairy. Yeah, you know what? The mouse mode's not bad. I tried out the mouse mode myself. It's not bad at all. It's pretty good. 120 FPS mouse mode is good. Very good on that. That track will do, OJ. Thanks for some men are professional. Yeah, some men are, man. Who do you think is gonna win Game of the Year, Hades 2 or Expedition 33? I think Expedition 33 is gonna win, but I don't think Hades 2 would win I don't think it would win even if Expedition didn't win. I think that if Expedition didn't win, I think Death Stranding 2 would win. So I think it's really out of those two games between Death Stranding 2 and Expedition 33, and I think Expedition 33 is going to win. I think Expedition 33 is going to sweep. Pretty much any category it's part of, I think it's going to win. OJ, can you connect a proper mouse and Bluetooth mouse to play? You can, but I'm not sure if it accepts every single type of mouse, Ronan. So, I don't think it does. So yeah. Okay, I want to come back, but up by 2 scores, baby. Back up by 2 scores. I just saw it. I didn't see. Oh, okay. Did they score right now? Okay, yeah, they just scored again. Yeah. Oh my God, high scoring game. Gotta try 120 FPS right now. I'm just playing graphics mode. Yeah, like if you want to play mouse mode, use the 120 FPS. It's even more fluid. It was a different time though. They have the bloodline. Time though have to have the bloodline continue. That's true. Back then, I mean, like back in the day, like you could have kids and like because the economy was not like crazy like it is right now, you know. But I mean, it's crazy right now. So people that have a lot of kids right now, it sucks. Like it sucks, like in terms of like just getting things and stuff like that. So yeah, I linked my previous video. Make sure you guys check out my most recent video if you haven't seen it. I do have to go though, just because I still have a lot of stuff to do tonight. So, oh man, I got a lot of stuff. I gotta still play more and record footage. So it's gonna be fun. So all right, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys for being awesome. Sorry about that. Sorry about that to Simeon Coin. I'm sorry that I didn't get the right music for you, but check out my most recent video. Latest on Metroid Dread or Metroid Prime 4 and beyond. So love you guys so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow for JoJo Friday. We'll have another big stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Talking more Metroid Prime as I get more into it and more updated impressions. No spoilers, of course. And yeah, so appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the donos. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. Shout out to Justin. Shout outs to Simeon Coin, Clabby, Vadcent. Appreciate all you guys. Deported Sicilian, Nick93, Free Metroid Hat, Party Man, all you guys. Dark Synchron was here. Shout out to Dark Synchron. DeAndre. Let's see here. Akatsuki, General Zamora, Chrono Rig, Peck, yo, Elp, Yoshi, Rags, Switch After Dark, Cyber Taurus, Chrono, Switch After Dark, Big Love, Cyber Taurus once again. Thank you guys so much. Lightning, thank you for the Big 10. Tosh, appreciate you guys, man. You guys have been incredible. So thank you so much. Great music to end on. Shout outs to everybody here, man. You guys have been great. And yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow for JoJo Friday. Let's go. Even further beyond. All right.